What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's real talk, boxing talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout Spot Live. This time, the Thursday night edition, and we got one hell of a show in store for you tonight. We have world ranked lightweight contender, the $1 million man Justin Pauldo will be in the building. Yeah, man, I've been trying to get him on for a minute. He's 18-2 with 9 knockouts, and I'm not playing, man. He's world ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. We're going to be talking about that. He's coming off a spectacular knockout victory this past February at Pro Box against a former champion, and we'll get into that in a second. But for those of you guys that rocked out with me on Monday night, we had a special Monday night show instead of Tuesday. We had Olympic bronze medalist Amari Banger Jones was in the building. He just made his professional debut about 3 weeks ago in Orlando, Florida. I was there on hand. And let me tell you something, Florida was lit. But they're bringing him right back, man. He's a matchroom fighter fighting with Eddie Hearn, and they're bringing him right back. He's going to be fighting this Saturday on the Boots Ennis and Stanionis undercard in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So that was a great interview, man. If you guys were not live with us, make sure you go to the spot, the Hangout Spot YouTube channel, and make sure you check out that interview, as well as all my live shows, man. All my interviews are live at the Hangout Spot, so make sure you check them out. But before I bring in my guests, you guys know the rule. You guys know the ground rules here. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button. That will help with the visibility of the channel. We're trying to get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know that we rock out every Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so already. More importantly, tell a friend to tell a friend. In 2025, we're looking to do some big things. And hit those notification buttons, man, because like I said, sometimes we do 3 shows. Sometimes we may switch a Tuesday show to Monday because we want to accommodate a guest. So make sure you smash those notifications. And last but not least, the chat is open, man. You know the deal. It's free. But if you want to throw your brother a donation, super chats are always welcome, as well as my Cash App, which is down below right now. I will put that up. But yeah, man, without further ado, like I said, lightweight contender, man, and he's starting to make a lot of noise here, and hopefully a future title shot is in the cards. So without further ado, man, I want to bring in my man, the $1 million man, Justin Pauldo is in the building. What's going on, champ? Welcome to the Hangout Spot, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on, man.
Nah, man, it's been a while. I've been trying to get you on. Like I said, spectacular, man. Spectacular performance in February. And shout out to Pro Box, man. They like family to me. In fact, I started working their cards. That fight was in February, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't in Florida.
No, San Antonio.
It was in San Antonio, which is the reason why I wasn't there. If it would have been in Plant City, Florida, I would have been there because I do all their Florida cards, man.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I wasn't there because, like I said, that knockout was brutal, man. And it was against a former world champion, bro. I mean, Rakhimov is no joke, man. And you just picked them apart, man. I mean, you just picked them apart. So, and I remember hearing Chris Algieri during that fight talking about how you look surgical, man. You were so sharp that you look surgical, man. So, first of all, again, congratulations. But tell me, talk about that at that fight, man. Like, how do you rate that performance, man, after that?
Well, I feel I did good, but I'm tough on myself, so I feel I always can do better. There's things I can continue to work on. But I had a great game plan. We worked on a great game plan going into that fight, and I just followed it to a T. And everything played out how we planned. And I got a dominating victory, and I finished them in spectacular fashion. So it all came together great that night.
Bro, you broke him down. I mean, like I said, it was you showed a lot of different things in that fight, man. But that right hand was deadly, man. I mean, and you went to the body as well. The jab set up that knockout. That was a brutal knockout, man. Honestly, one of the knockouts of the year right now, man. That dude was like, he was fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully he's okay, because I know he had a few problems after the fight. So, like, I was hoping that he just turned out to be fine, that everything's fine with him. But, at the end of the day, we go out there to put on great shows. So I got the great knockout victory, and I look forward to getting another one coming soon.
No doubt, no doubt. So talk to me. What was the difference going into that fight camp? Was it the fact that you were fighting a former world champion?
Well,
You seem more focused.
Well, absolutely. I'm always focused, but that was an extra motivation knowing that I'm fighting a guy who had been established at the as a world champion before. So I want to just go out there and prove that I belong at that level and that I can dominate guys who have been there, and that's where I'm heading.
How many times did you watch that fight after, man?
Mm, a handful, but I really don't like to watch it. I watch the highlight more than anything. I went back and I watched the full fight a few times, and I seen things that I feel like I still could work on. So I let that be bygones. I move on. I know I got to do it again, so I can't get too much caught up in that. Like I know it's bigger for me. I'm supposed to be on an even bigger stage, so I got to keep winning.
For sure. Was for me it was an A plus performance, but do you feel that there was something that you didn't do that you wanted to do that you could possibly do better when you rewatched it?
But, well, absolutely, I won't say it, but I know myself, so I know what I'm capable of, and I can do a lot more than that.
Was there a conscious effort to go to the body against this guy to try to break him down like you did?
Well, absolutely. We fighting 10 round fighting. I'm fighting a tough guy, so I knew that if I stayed behind my jab and I continued to touch the body, I could break him down, and eventually he'd be up for my big shots, and I'd be able to get him out of there. So it was just it was in my game plan to make sure I'm working him up and down, not just head hunting.
Yeah, man, and I agree with your sentiment, man. Shout out to Rockimoff, man. Hopefully he's okay. I heard he had some like maybe a possible brain bleed or something like that after that fight.
Yes,
Um,
hopefully everything turns out to be good, and he can continue on fighting if he want. But just I kept him in my prayers and just hoping he's fine.
Yo, absolutely, absolutely, man. We were talking about you on the Boxing Voice this week, man, because and shout out to Nestor Gibbs because he brought this up, and I thought it made perfect sense at the time.
Yeah,
Obviously, things have changed in the last 24 hours, but I believe it was 2 nights ago when we were doing the evening show.
mhm.
It was announced that Keyshawn Johnson and the Edwin De Los Santos fight was falling apart, like it wasn't going to happen. And
Yeah,
immediately Nestor jumped in and was like, "Yo, what about Justin Pauldo?
yeah,
We'd like to see him get in there and get an opportunity against Keyshawn." Obviously, things have changed. Like I said,
yeah,
yesterday evening it was reported that the fight is back on, so that kind of sucks because I
yeah.
was hoping to get your take on that. But if that fight would have fell apart and not been put together, is that a fight that you would have been looking to get next?
Absolutely, that's the fight that I'm interested in. He's one of the champions in the division, so that's a big fight for me. That'll be a shot at the world title. So absolutely down the line, coming soon. I like to get in the ring with him and share the ring with him. Shakur, Javante, any other guys who are at the top. I want all of those guys. So I got to just continue to go out and dominate and win the fights that's put in front of me right now, so I can get to where those guys at and I can come take one of their belts.
Nah, nah, for sure, for sure. And right now you are ranked in the top 15, I believe, in the WBO and WBC, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I am here with lightweight contender Justin Pauldo, the $1 million man. He's in the building with me, coming off a spectacular victory at in February at Pro Box in San Antonio, Texas. So, tell me a little bit about Pro Box. Obviously, this wasn't the first time you fought at Pro Box, but are you currently under contract with Pro Box?
Well, yeah, right now Pro Box is my home, but Pro Box they gave me a great opportunity, a great platform to continue to go out and prove my skills on and showcase my skills. Um, they've been putting on competitive fights. They put us in fights that's to the public it's 50-50 fights. So you never know what's going to happen in these fights, but I plan on going out and doing my job each time. And it's just all been good for me as of late. The platform has grew tremendously, and I'm happy with it.
You're absolutely right, man. A couple of things you said that make that you were spot on. Number one, for people that haven't seen fights on Pro Box, you got to be on drugs or something like that because like Justin said, I mean, they pit 50-50 caliber fights, tough fights. I mean, I think that's basically their business model. I mean, they don't want boring fights on the
Yeah,
platform, but in
absolutely,
return, you're going to get tough fights. To be able to build yourself into championship stature. I mean, look at Angelo Leo, right?
absolutely.
Fighting on that platform, and now he's a world champion. So, I think it's a good platform for you. Is there a certain amount of fights that you have to fight on that deal? Like, are you on a 3-fight, 4-fight deal currently?
Yeah, it's the deal, but I've been with them for a while now, and it's been going great. So coming soon, I should be in one of the big fights.
I was gonna ask you this later on, but when do you wanna get back in the ring? Is there like a time frame that they're talking about?
Absolutely, I should be back this summer in June. Should be coming out with an announcement soon, and should be another great opponent. You should look forward to seeing me dominating, just put on a spectacular finish.
That's dope, man. Once you get a fight announcement, I'd love to be able to bring you back, man.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely, and I love to come
you
on.
know yeah, man, once anybody, whether it's a fighter, a trainer, my subscribers, my followers, man, you guys are family, man. Once you come to the hangout spot, you family, man, and you are definitely welcome back anytime. Talking about pro box, I think obviously with what you've been saying, the experience has been phenomenal for you so far. But you used to fight on PBC, correct?
Yes, I was with them for a few years. I was fighting on PBC. I followed a lot of the PBC on Fox cards.
And what happened with that, man? Why did you decide to move on from PBC?
Well, I had to lay off with them, and at that time, everything had came to an end after I was supposed to fight Rollies. I think that was back in about maybe that was the year 2020. I think that was that year. But yeah, I did make weight and whatever happened. But like I say, looking back at that, I could have always been more professional. But it was some things was going through some health problems, and I wound up not couldn't make the weight. But I'm back where I'm supposed to be now. I'm back ranked in the world, and I'm on the way to a big fight soon.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Everything happens for a reason, champ. We learn from our mistakes, man, and you're on to a great path now. So shout out to you for acknowledging that first and
Yes, sir.
foremost, and then obviously turning a negative into a positive, right?
Yes.
If you go through a situation that you feel you could have done better, what do you do to prevent that from happening again in the future?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotta
So
use
shout
that as
out
a learning experience for sure.
yeah, no, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And that's how you get better, not only as a fighter, but as a person, bro. I love
Yeah.
that answer. But I want to go back a little bit now, man, and learn a little bit about your journey, man. Take me back to where it all started, man. When did you start boxing, and what inspired you to start boxing?
Well, really, I can't say exactly what inspired me to start boxing because boxing has been my whole life. From the time I was 8, I had my first amateur fight. My dad put me into boxing. We started as babies. Like before we ever went to the gym, we was already training in the house. Me and my older brother. So been in boxing all my life. I would say I never probably even had a choice. I never chose it. It just chose me, I guess. So
Okay,
yes,
okay,
sir.
and you kind of fell in love with it immediately, right?
I wouldn't say as a kid, I probably really didn't. I didn't personally like it that much. I feel like because I didn't have a choice. I feel like I was forced, so I didn't like it. And then I took a break from boxing around 17. I took about 3 years off, and I came back and turned pro. At that point, when I chose it again for myself and I turned pro, that's when I would think I truly fell in love with boxing.
That's a great answer, man, because I don't hear that often. Usually, well, I do hear that that certain fighters sometimes are pushed into it because maybe it
Yeah,
was they've had family members that have been fighters or their parent their dad pushed them to it but
yeah,
the fact that you didn't really latch on to it that's kind of different but
yeah,
I guess that little layoff kind of refocused and kind of made your priorities a little bit different like you
yeah.
said you came back were you playing other sports like when you left boxing or you a guy that played other sports when you were growing up.
Well, I played other sports growing up. I played a little bit of everything, especially football. And being from Florida, we run track. We did all those things as kids. But when I took the layoff, I wound up getting in some trouble and stuff, and I was just getting caught up hanging around the wrong crowds and things. And I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to get back on the right path. And I knew that I could go back to boxing. And once I chose boxing again, I just truly fell in love with it. And I knew that was a way to keep me out of all the bull crap I was getting into.
Yeah, boxing is also good for discipline as well. But you said so you grew up, but you weren't born in Florida. I believe you were born in. Were you born in Texas?
No, no, no. I'm from Orlando, Florida.
So you were born and raised in Florida.
Yeah, born and raised in Florida. I moved to Texas about 8 years ago.
Ah, okay. So yeah. I know the whole Texas deal or whatnot. So I live in Florida now. I'm not a native Floridian. I was born and raised in New York, but I've been living in Florida for 4 years, and I also live in Central Florida as well in Winter Haven.
Yeah.
Um, do you come back here often to visit in Florida
Yes,
or?
I come a few times a year. I was just down there about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I was just in town. Yeah, no matter
Dope,
of fact,
dope.
I was there for the zone card with Amari Jones. I came there to watch him fight.
Ah, you were there. I was working that card, man. It would have been
Yeah,
dope to
yeah,
hook up with you, man,
yeah,
and meet up with you.
absolutely.
That was the Ammo Williams main event, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was in
Dope,
town.
dope. So I don't know if you know, I had Amari Jones on Monday. I had him on Monday night.
Yeah, I seen him on. Yeah, I know him. We came up in one of the same gyms down there, Lou Harris Boxing. So I remember he was young, and I was just turning pro and things. It's amazing to see how far he's came. Great.
He's such a good young man with a with a good head on his shoulders, man. I mean, well spoken.
Yeah.
If he continues to get better, he's going to be able to market himself as a star in this sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Um,
love to see him becoming a star, man. I love the way he represents our hometown, man. He's doing a great job. He's gonna be a great role model for all the young kids coming up too.
for sure, and he loves to get back to the community. We were talking about that, but man, that night it was like I asked him. I said, "How many people, friends and family members, came out because it got lit, man? When he got into the ring, it got lit." He said over 500 people, man.
Absolutely, yeah. I flew in town just to be able to witness it.
That's dope, man. I wish I would have known, man. I could have hooked up with you, man. Shook your hand, got a picture, man. Next time you come up and
For
you hit
sure.
one of those fights, I usually work all the any fight in Caribbean. I
Yeah.
usually get credentials for Pro Box.
Yeah.
I get credentials for those cards. So anytime you're in Florida for any of those fights, man, let me know, man, so we can hook up. That shit'll be dope.
Absolutely.
I am here with Justin Pauldo, man, lightweight contender. He is in the building, man. Who we got? We got Yeon in the chat. What's going on, Yeon? Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night here at the Hangout spot. VINYC. Peace, peace. Is in the building to show some love. Little Zooted, man, my boy from the Boxing Voices in the building as well. They are here to come out and support and check out this fantastic interview with Justin Pauldo, the $1 million man. They Want Money is in the building as well. Thank you for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night. But so you turned pro. Were you always trained by the great Ronnie Shields?
No, no. When I first turned pro, my dad was training me, and then my dad decided he thought it would be a great move for me to link up with Randy Shields, and my dad talked with Randy about me coming out. Then like the first year or two, I would just come out and go back and forth back home, and eventually I thought it was best for me just to move here full time and be under Randy.
So, like, what kind of brought you to Ronnie Shields? Just because he was world renowned, world class trainer? Did he
It was
find
all
you?
No, it was all my dad's idea. My
Mm.
older brother was a pro fighter, so my dad had met him through that, and my dad thought it would just be a great opportunity for me to work with Ronnie and help refine my skills even more. And my dad put it together, and I just followed the plan.
Yo, shout out to your dad because usually, see, let me go back a little bit. I love the father trainer combination. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. A lot of people kind of criticize it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Maybe it's because I wish I had a son so that I
Hmm.
could have that relationship with my son, but I kind of lived through it. But I say that to say, man, a lot of times when fathers or their sons trainers, they feel like they have their best interests. Like they're not looking to get somebody else to kind of guide their career, but he
Yeah,
did that. So
yeah,
shout out to him, man. That's actually kind of dope because in essence, if you look at it, he did have your best interest because he's thinking that,
yes. He's
the
one.
great Ronnie Shields would be better for you.
Absolutely, he just figured that would be what was best for me. And I'm thankful for my dad for putting that together for me, and also I'm thankful for Ronnie for accepting me and bringing me in.
And you've been with Ronnie how many years now?
We're on 8 years.
And how's that experience been, man? Like, how is it like, the expectations? If you know, again, Ronnie Shields is big time, and he's trained
Absolutely.
some really, really big names in the sport for a long time. How has that experience been? What's your relationship with him? More importantly, what's your relationship with him outside of training?
Well, at this point, I've been there so long, man. I'm one of the out of all the guys that's there, I've been there about the longest at this point in time. So, Rennie is like family now at this point. It's been great. It's been a great ride, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I learned a lot, and I'm happy to be there with him.
Nah, man. Listen, you're only getting better and better. It seems like you're getting better with age.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Do you attribute that to more of the maturation process? As you gotten older, has it been the competition that has brought that out in you? Because you also have some good names. I mean, Miguel Medueno,
Yeah.
was a fight that was super close that many people thought, including myself, that you might have pulled off. So has it been a combination of the two?
I think it's been a combination of all of it. I think the better competition, the better version of me, the best of me you'll see, and absolutely with the age, I've become more wise. So along with that, the physical aspect of it is all has met. and that's why I believe I'm coming into my prime at this point. My being that the mental has caught up with the physical, so at this time I think I'm at my best, and I'm coming, and I'll continue to get better as I continue to fight better opposition.
No doubt, no doubt. My man Discernment says hello, Johnny and Justin. Congratulations on a great win, champ. We
Thank you.
appreciate you, Discernment, rocking out with us. You got Jersey Bob in the building. What's going on, Jersey Bob? Thanks for rocking out with us. What is Justin's record and who is he signed with? Justin is 18-2 with 9 knockouts, and he just said you signed with Pro Box, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. He's doing big things at Pro Box, and if y'all know, my viewers know, Pro Box is family, man. Pro Box is family, and anybody in the Pro Box circle in the family, they family too. You know what I mean? But so tell me a little bit about stylistically, man. Like your style. Like what fighters, if any, kind of inspired your fighting style? Like what little bits and pieces have you taken for what fighters to kind of mold your style?
I got a few different favorite fighters, and I feel like it's certain things that I got from each one of them. But for the most part, my favorite fighters would be Floyd Mayweather, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, and James Toney. And there's certain little things I've tried to add from them, watching them and adding to my own game. But at the end of the day, I'm myself.
Dope, man, dope. I love the list, man. That was gonna be my next question. Like, who are some of your favorite fighter,
Yeah.
both past and present? So you said Floyd, you said Tommy Hearns, you said Marvin
Hagler,
Hagler, and you said James Toney.
James Toney, yes sir.
Wow, wow, it didn't get any better than that, man.
Yeah.
Are you up? So I ask this question to everybody because it's surprising the answer that I get, man. So are you, when you're not boxing, are you a fan of boxing? Like, will you sit at home Saturday night and watch boxing and pay-per-view cards?
Well, I'm the guy. I watch everybody. I don't care if it's a 4 round fight or a 12 round fight. I love boxing, so I really don't miss no fights. And just about every fighter that's on that show on television, I probably know who they is. I've seen them before. I'm always watching, and I always feel like I can continue to learn by doing that. It don't matter if it's somebody who I feel I might be more advanced than, or just have more knowledge than. I'm always looking to take something from their game and add it to my game. Because I know with this sport, you never stop learning till you're done.
That's dope, man. And like I said, I before I started doing this, champ, I would think with that question, I would get your answer 99.9% of the time. But you'd be
Yeah.
surprised how many fighters tell me, nah, man, I don't even watch boxing when I'm not boxing. I find that weird though.
That's all I do is watch it, sports. I'm a sports person, anyways. I like to watch basketball, boxing, football, even a little baseball. So that's all I'm watching.
Awesome. So you're a student of the game. That's what's up. That's what's up. So what are your teams? What teams do you root for? What's your team in football?
Well, in football, really, I ain't got no favorite player right now, so I
No
ain't. It
favorite
ain't
team?
there ain't no favorite team because I'm a fan of the players more so.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but when it comes to basketball, it's been the Suns because I'm a Kevin Durant fan. But I'm ready for him to get up out of there.
So it's funny because I love KD. So I was born and raised in Brooklyn. So I'm a Brooklyn Net fan, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I was sick to my stomach when first of all, I couldn't believe that we actually had a player of his caliber on a team that I cheer for because like I said, I'm a Net fan. But then when
Mhm.
he left, I was heartbroken. But I don't really rock with the NBA anymore because it's just a different game. I grew up in the '90s, man, when the game was where you could be physical, where you can play defense. Now it's a lot
It's,
watered down. But I'm still a KD guy. That's what I'm. That's why
yeah.
I'm. I still fuck with KD, man. I love KD.
Yeah, I like KD too.
So you think he's on his way out?
Yeah. He still had a good season. When he on the court, he's still good, but I think he's just caught up with a bad team this last couple of years. So hopefully he can get with a good team and maybe get one more trip before he hang it up.
That's what I mean. When I asked you that, I think I was more referring to you think they'll trade him in the offseason because he's not a free agent.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping he get out of there one way or another. I hope he's out of there.
And you're a Suns fan, right?
No, I'm a KD fan.
Oh, right,
I was,
right, right, right,
I'm
right,
kind
right.
of a bandwagon now. I guess wherever he at, that's who I'm cheering for.
Yo, man, that's what's up. So so you were a Brooklyn Net fan at one point.
Yeah, wherever he go, I go.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, yeah, I miss having KD and Kyrie, man. Those guys were special. Too bad it didn't work out, but that's the NBA, man. That's the NBA. But so it's the same thing. So you said a little bit of baseball too.
Yeah, I just started getting into baseball the last few years. I used to think it was boring, but it's really not that bad. Yeah, so I like the
So
baseball.
it's funny you say that because growing up, besides
Hmm.
boxing, baseball was my first true love.
Hmm.
I was playing baseball since I was 7 years old, 7, 8 years old. But man, I gotta be honest, champ. I don't mess with baseball no more because to me it's gotten boring.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Well, the games change. Again, I'm old school, so I'm old, man.
Yeah.
So I'm everything, 80s and 90s, even sports I think was better. Music,
Hmm.
in my car I'm playing old school stuff while everybody else is playing new school stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just an old guy, and to me, it's just a different. It's not the same game that I grew up loving. That's all. So I don't rock with. I'm a Yankee fan, but I don't really rock with it like I used to. But that's actually dope that you watch every sport. But this weekend, man, you got Jerome Boots Ennis, man,
Yeah.
and Imanis Stanionis. I'm sure you're gonna be on the TV watching that, man. How do you feel about that fight, man?
I think that's a great fight. Seeing two of the best in the division fight each other and unify the division, so that's always great for boxing. And I look forward to seeing a exciting fight. A few years back, Stanionis, he used to train out here with Rennie Shields, so I remember seeing him in the gym, and he was a hardworking guy. I know he's gonna come out and give his best.
Now, for sure, I think a lot of people are writing him off because of Boots' stature at the 147 division. A lot of people consider him the best guy in the division. But
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be one hell of a fight, man.
absolutely.
Are you gonna give a prediction? What do you see happening?
I think it's gonna be a great fight. Of course, Boots is very talented and very skilled. But at the same time, for me, seeing being in the gym with a stay honest, I know that he's a focused guy. He's a very hard worker. So anything is possible with that and self belief. So I just look forward to. I don't want to give a prediction or not, but I just look forward to seeing a great fight.
Nah, that's absolutely fair, man. I got my man Big Boss in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night. I am here with lightweight title contender, the $1 million man, Justin Pauldo. He's in the building. We got my man Wax. What's going on with the $2 super chat?
Straight cash, homie.
Wax, man, I appreciate the donation, man. Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night. Jersey Bob, KD sold out, and that's why the past few years his teams aren't doing anything. KD
Yeah,
always gets the wrong end of the stick, man. Like everybody blames KD, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you, Jersey Bob, what I tell everybody: KD just wants to hoop, man.
yeah,
He just wants to hoop, man. It just happens to be that there's always shit going on around him, and obviously he's gonna get pulled into everybody else's drama. He's not a leader, but again, some people aren't that type of leader. Some people just want to play basketball, and that's
yeah.
what I've always gotten. Out of KD. We got Clarissa in the building. What's going on, Clarissa? Thanks for rocking out. KD is the Thurman of the NBA. NBA. Y'all got to stop talking about my man KD because my man Justin Pauldo, he's a KD guy, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
KD
got to
fan.
go
No
easy.
KD slander. Yeah.
No KD slander here. No KD slander. But what I was gonna ask you was what we talked about when we expect you in the ring, and I wanted to get your take. So why do you? What's your take on this Keyshawn De Los Santos fight that was just announced?
I think that's a great fight. Absolutely a great first title defense for Keyshawn. He taking on a great challenge. Even though De Los Santos been out the ring for a while, he's still a tough competitor. And I think it's going to be a very interesting fight. De Los Santos is a very athletic power puncher, and Keyshawn is a great boxer who knows how to control distance, and he has power too. So I think that's going to be an explosive fight.
I agree. I think the only concern that I have is the time away from the ring for De Los Santos. It's been almost 18 months that he haven't been in the ring.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? Like you had a coming from. I wanted to ask a fighter as well because you've had a situation before that you were out of the ring for about a year.
Yes, going to the Rock'n'Roll fight, I was out the ring grown a year, just about a year.
That was after the Madueno fight.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll ask two questions. Was that done purposely?
No, I wouldn't say it was done purposely. Just really looking for the right opportunity, and also I was dealing with some minor injuries and whatnot. But that was about it.
And so I guess the second part of that question is it real as a fighter? Like, we always look at it and we say, well, they're always in the gym. So
Mhm.
technically, but it's different, right? 18 months out,
Yeah.
it's something to be concerned about, right? As a fight fan, like, ring rust does exist, right? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Well, I only speak for myself, but I guess and I would say it's depending on the fighter and the mindset. As far as my belief, I don't think I had any rain rust after being out a year. I never let that even creep into my mind. I think I probably was looked at the sharpest that most people had ever seen me, and I just done what I knew I could do. So I really don't too much believe in rain rust, but I definitely do believe that with activity, you are sharper because you're able to stay sharper. You stand in the gym a little bit more when you know you have fights lines up coming back. So you never know.
That's a great take, like I said, because it's different for everybody,
Yes.
but sometimes it's necessary. I mean, the life of a fighter isn't easy,
No, it's
you
hard.
know. Absolutely. It's hard mentally. The business of boxing is also very, very frustrating. That's one of the things I've learned with doing what I'm doing now, right? Because I'm backstage now, I'm behind the scenes, I'm talking to people, I'm talking to promoters, managers, fighters, trainers. The
Mhm.
business of boxing is shady as hell and it can
Yeah.
mentally break somebody down. So that's why I wanted to ask you, was it more of a business thing or was it because you were healing or was it because you just needed some time away?
Yes. Well, it was just like I said, it was a little bit of both. I didn't need to let the amount of injuries heal, and then it was just all about getting the right opportunity to come back into the ring. And I wound up getting the call to fight Rakhimov, and as soon as I found out who it was and I did my research and knew that he had been a champion and whatnot, I knew it was the perfect opportunity to go out and display my skills. And I figured that I would probably be an underdog in that fight, and that just gave me more motivation to go out and prove myself and show the world what I could do.
That's what's up, man. And you certainly proved to the world what you can do, man. That was a sensational performance. And like you said earlier, I mean, the layoff actually helped you,
Absolutely.
because you look totally, totally different, man. We got my man Nathan in the building with a question. Do you want to get the win back against Madueno, or have you moved past it as you scored a KO against a guy like Rakimov? Good question.
Mhm. Well, I'm the ultimate competitor. I'm very competitive, so of course I would love to get the official win against him, which I feel I done in the first fight. But we reached out about that fight right after the fight happened a few times, and for whatever reasons it didn't happen or it couldn't happen. So I wouldn't say I completely. I probably have moved on from it, but if the fight presented itself and it made sense at this time, and of course I like to get my victory.
As a competitor, yeah, I absolutely agree. It makes sense. But as a businessman, seeing what you did your last fight, I think it might be better off for you to start looking for the bigger fights, man, and put yourself in a spot for a title, man.
Well, absolutely. Being that that Rakhimov was supposed to be a higher ranked guy than what Madrino was, and being that he had been a champion, and I went out and I done what I did to him. Um, of course, I'm looking up. I want the bigger fight, so that's what's on my mind first and foremost.
I agree. And how do you feel as far as the weight, right? At lightweight right now? Is this a division that you see yourself competing at for a long time? Or
Yeah,
do you see yourself moving past, moving up, in the near future?
I know I make 35 comfortable. I work hard and I stick to a strict diet, and I know how to do it. I got it down to a science. I'm not the smallest 35, but I can do it. And of course, after I get my shot at the title, I get my belt, then I probably move up to 40.
Got you. No, that makes sense. That makes sense, man. Shout out to Johnny. Keep it up. Dario Leroy, appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words. True Power Media. Salute, Johnny. We are here Thursday night with lightweight contender Justin Paolo, the $1 million man, is in the building. Salute to you as well. So you know what's crazy? I was gonna tell you that you remind me of another fighter who I admire a lot. He's like family to me. Brian
Mhm.
Norman Jr. Brian
Yeah.
Norman Jr. is my guy, the WBO welterweight champion. You
Mhm.
remind me of him because of your demeanor. Both of you guys are very, very, you seem very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet killers is what I call him. I call him a quiet assassin. And you guys
Yeah.
have like that same type of demeanor. And guess who's in the building right now? Brian Norman.
Yeah, that's
I
the
want to say that's coach.
stablemate of mine. We signed with the same management company. Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys had a chance to like work out together or train
I
together?
I never worked out with them yet, but I've met them a few times, and they're good people, man.
Oh, the Normans are like family to me. I've had Senior on here a few times, Junior
Yeah,
as well. I want to say this is Senior. Yes, yes. Okay, all right. So this is Senior. Uncle B, Coach B. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support, man. I'm here with your boy Justin Pauldo, man. Make sure you tell the champ I said what's up, man. My brother, the champ, I said what's up. Superwoman, my sister's in the building. Hey, Johnny, what's going on? Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night with lightweight contender Justin Paolo. So, champ, if you could play promoter,
yeah.
hypothetically, who would you pick as your next 3 fights?
Next three, it'd be all the champs. It really don't matter the order, but it just be straight to the champions. And well, I can't say Lumu because we don't know what he's doing, if he's going to retire yet or not. But that'd be Keyshawn, Shakur, and Javante.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Coach Brian Norman just gave you a shout out as well.
Yeah,
Good
shout out
shit
to
on what
y'all.
you're doing. Yeah, man. I tell you, man, the Normans are like family, man. They are family, and you remind me a little Junior, man. Like I said, man, you guys are quiet assassins, bro. Just going in there, all about your business, man. I love it. But so speaking of Tank, did you get a chance to watch? Obviously, you probably watched the Tank Roach fight, man. Give me your take on that.
It was a great fight. I think Roach went out there and surprised a lot of people with his skill set. But going to that fight, I figured it would be a good fight, especially being that those two guys coming up from the same area, and knowing each other. I figured that Roach would go out there and put on a great performance, and that's what he did. He went in there. He didn't fight. He fought. He didn't fight timid at all. He didn't let the big stage scare him, or I wouldn't like to use that, not that word, but I went, let's say, intimidate him. He wasn't intimidated. That's what I would say. And he was able to stay right there in the pocket and catch and shoot, and be the counter puncher against the counter puncher. So it was a great fight.
So it didn't surprise you that that Roach pulled out that that gave up that performance.
Not really, no.
Did you had him winning that fight? Or what did you think about the decision, and more importantly, the whole controversy with the knee?
Well, I thought it was a close fight, but if we count the knee as a knockdown, then you have to give it to Roach. But it was absolutely was a close fight. The way in boxing is, a lot of times you got to go out there and take it from the champion to be that tank is the guy. Maybe Roach could have done a little bit more, but if we just playing it by the rules and saying fair is fair, which, Roach should have got that knocked down and he should have been the champion that night.
I agree. I agree. I was going to ask you if you think that should have been scored a knockdown. Obviously, I think I've asked 100 people that, and I get the same answer. And that absolutely was a knockdown.
Yeah, I
I had
think so.
to fight. I'm go ahead, champ. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think so. It should have been a knockdown for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I had the fight scored a draw without the knockdown. So realistically, yeah, Roach should have won that fight because they should have scored that a knockdown. But it seems like they're gonna get the rematch popping in June, man. What
Absolutely.
uh what do you see in the rematch? Do you think, because you got a lot of people that are thinking that, well, Tank just wasn't there mentally, he took Roach lightly, they're friends. Do you think it was something along those lines? Do you think we see a different Tank, or do you think this is just what it was, and next time Roach will clearly beat Tank in the rematch?
I think it's going to be another competitive fight, but I think we'll see a more assertive Tank. I think Tank could try to come out and put the pressure on early and be just more assertive in the fight. But at the same time, that may play into Roach's hands, being that Roach is a good counter puncher. He's good at punching in between. So it's going to be a great fight. And I don't think that Tank took him lightly. And if he did, hey, that's his fault. So we can't use that as an excuse for what Roach went out and done.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, everybody was saying, well, Tank was talking retirement. He had one foot out the door. Sometimes when you fight like that, listen, I
Yeah.
get it. But at the end of the day, I think that diminishes what Roach did that night.
Yeah, that's kind of
You
like
know,
taking away from what Roach did. Yeah, he's done a great job, so we can't do that.
I've never seen a fighter stand in the pocket like that with Tank, right? And counter him and not be afraid to get hit and deliver his own counter shots, man. That shit was crazy. I didn't expect that, champ. I really did it.
Now, I expect them to do good, but I'm not gonna say I expect them to do exactly be able to stand in the pocket. But what did surprise me was when he was able to take the shots. I guess he knew that he had the chin to take it, or he had the ability to roll with those punches and catch a lot of them and slip a lot of them. And that really was a great game plan he had, and it worked.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Do you think a fight that I want to see in the lightweight division is Tank against Shakur? Do you
Yeah.
think that fight ever happens, and how do you see that fight playing out if it does?
Hopefully it do happen, but in today's time, we never know. We never know what happened in boxing, and that's a great fight if it happens. I don't know how entertaining it would be. Being that Shakur probably would want to box and stay back and control the distance a lot, but at the same time, I think it'd be hard for Shakur to beat him, being that he probably won't have the power to keep the make Tank respect him. Um, so that'd be a very difficult fight on both ends, being that it'd be hard for Tank to get close. Shakur is great at controlling distance, so I'm not too crazy about the fight, honestly.
Ah, that's good. I see. That's what I like to get everybody's perspective. I'm just looking at it because obviously everybody's thinking that they're 1 and 1A in the division, right?
Yeah,
Stylistically, I would say Shakur is probably one of the better defensive fighters. You're talking about Tank, who's one of the better offensive fighters or counterpunchers. So, but that's good. I like to get fighters' perspectives of it because we're looking at it differently as fans too.
yeah.
But you guys, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
it'll probably be more disappointing. And to be honest, I don't think people would be so when the fight actually happened. I don't think it'd be so exciting. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't think so.
So, as a fighter, and you may not want to give out a lot because it may be a future opponent for you. But how do you fight a guy like Shakur? Do you just is it all full pressure to make him uncomfortable? Do you try to outbox him? Like, give me your take on it as a fight fan without divulging a lot, because I know he's going to be potentially a future opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with a guy like him, you have to be able to do a little bit of both. You have to be able to make it rough when it's time to make it rough, and you got to be able to box too. You can't just go in there and be a full out slugger against a guy like him. He'll box circles around you. You'll need fast feet just like him, fast hands, and can make it. It could be a great fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about if Crawford and Canelo fight? How do you feel about that fight? Do you think Crawford got a shot moving up 2 weight classes against arguably the best 168 or one of the faces of boxing?
Well, absolutely. You always got to give a special fighter like Crawford a shot in any fight he step into, and I admire a guy like him. He's done so much in the sport. Future Hall of Famer. I'll be rooting for him no matter what happens. It is a lot going all the way up to 168. It's going to be a tall task, but we never know. With this guy Crawford, he can do anything probably. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. But he's gonna have to. I believe he's gonna have to be an excellent boxer that night. And, try to stay away from Carnelo's power and just use his athleticism and try to box him.
Love it, man. I love it. And this is why I want to ask you this question. Just a few more, because I know you probably got to go. But if you could build
Yeah,
the perfect fighter, and you had to pick one fighter for each of these attributes,
hmm
past or present,
yeah.
and you can't name the same fighter,
Okay.
who would you pick? Who would you pick for speed,
Speed. Take Sugar Atlantic.
power,
Hmm. Tyson.
footwork,
Floyd.
defense?
Dang. James Tony.
Okay, okay. Ring IQ,
Hmm. Andre Ward.
and last but not least, heart and determination.
Hagler.
I love it, man. I love it. I love to ask these questions to boxers like yourself who are actually student of the games, man. It'd just be interesting to see what you guys say and not pick the same person. These were good, man. This is a pretty dope ass fighter, man, that you just built right here. Especially James Toney. I don't get a lot of James Toney, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, he one of the best to ever do it.
So underrated. I get a lot of Floyd and I get a lot of Sweet Pea. Those are the
Okay.
two that I usually get a lot, but not a lot of Tony. So that was good, man. You actually, and then Ward with the
Yeah.
ring IQ was dope. I don't get that a lot either, man.
He was never the fastest or the strongest guy, but he had the boxing IQ. He used his brain to beat guys, so he's a very smart fighter.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But if there was one moment in your career, one fight that you could do all over again. It doesn't have to be a fight. It could be a moment that you could just do all over again. What would that fight or that moment be?
Mm. It's a like moment in the fight.
No,
Or
just like damn, I wish I could have I could do that fight all over. I wish I had that moment to make that decision again.
well, it's been just fight with going into the fight with Rollies. That'd have been it. Yeah. Just making sure I was being professional even when I was outside of camp and prepared to take a fight on a moment's notice. Because that fight came on, it was a short notice call and all of that. But um, when I'm
Looks like he might have gotten a call or we might have lost him real quick. But yeah, man, I am here with lightweight contender Justin Paolo. Looks like he might have gotten disconnected. So we will try to get him back. I only had a couple of more questions, man, but the chat is cooking. It looks like Coach Brian Norman is going back and forth with the chat like he usually does. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna read some of this stuff. We got lightweight contender, man. 18-2, 9 knockouts. Justin Pauldo, the $1 million man, in the building. We're interviewing him. Hopefully we can get him back just for a couple more questions because I know I got to get him out of here because he's been here for a while, man, and I hate to inconvenience them. But yeah, it looks like I got him back. Champ, you good?
Yep, my bad, man.
No, no, you're good. You're good, man. This is how we do, man. We make adjustments. So I thought that was a great answer. I
Yeah, but
really
like I
thought
was
that was
saying,
a great.
it'd have been just going back to the roller fight, just making sure I was being professional year round, and not letting myself get out of shape and just being ready to take a fight on the moment's notice. That's something you got to know, as being a professional in boxing, sometimes opportunities they come out of nowhere. So at all times you should be prepared. And, looking back on that, I wish I could have had that fight, and because I believe I could have beat him. And but at the end of the day, everything happened for a reason, and I'm back where I'm supposed to be at now.
Great answer. I love it. Who knows? I mean, maybe it presents itself again. Who knows? But like I said, I
Yeah.
think you need to
So,
move on to bigger and better things. I mean, if you look at it, I got a list of guys, man. I mean, I thought Keyshawn would have been perfect for you to step in against. You got guys like Andy Cruz, Baranchek. There's just so many people, in that division. Lucas Body,
yeah,
we've had him on here, undefeated guy. I mean, I think that would be one hell of a fight, you and him.
yeah,
But hopefully your next fight, man, is at least something to put you in line for a title, man. You
absolutely.
know, that's what I'm rooting for. One more thing I wanted to ask you: what do you like to do when you're not boxing? Like n- when you're nothing related to boxing, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Um, I like fishing and just really spending time with my family, being with my son. That's the main thing.
That's what's up. How old is your son?
7. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
okay, that's what's up, man. Awesome, awesome. And is there anything that your fans don't know about you, like a hidden talent that you have that your fans don't know about you that you want to share with them? Give me one hidden talent.
Um, I come off as quiet, but I probably talk a lot more, and I'm a lot more playful than what I come off as. That's probably about it.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's
absolutely.
up.
Yeah. It's just when it comes around family, I'm a lot more open. But besides that, like just out in the public, I like to be private. That's it.
All right, that's what's up. Well, that's what's up. Well, hopefully you're gonna fight somebody, sooner or later that's gonna get you to open up that side of you because my viewers know I love me some spicy press conferences, bro. Like I love press conferences with dudes just talking that shit. To me, I think it hypes up the fight better. It gets me hyped for the fight as a fan. I mean, they know that. I say that to them all the time. Like, I hate the press conferences that are quiet and cordial. Like, come on, man. Deep down inside, y'all want to knock each other's heads off, bro. Do that after the fight. Absolutely. Show each other respect. But I
Yeah,
like the spicy ones.
when it's time, we're gonna get it popping. But I understand that when it comes with big fights, when it's time to sell the fights, you want to get the fans interested. So you get up there and you talk and you sell the fight. But for the most part, I like to be respectful of guys, but that's part of the sport, selling the fights too. So I understand that.
Listen, man, this was an absolutely dope interview, man. What do you want to say to your fans, and where can they find you on social media, bro, if they're not following you already?
It's just I'm on social media as my name, Justin Pauldo, and continue to follow my career. Um, Stay on the lookout. I'll be announcing my next fight very soon, and I'll be putting on a very dominant performance. And look forward to me being the top of the lightweight division.
I look forward to watching you and following your career. You know the deal, man. Like I said earlier, once you come to the Hangout spot, you are family. You
Absolutely,
know,
thank you.
you are
Appreciate
family,
you.
man. You're welcome back. I'm sorry.
I said thank you and appreciate you for having me on.
Well, we're getting you back here, man. You know, hopefully when you get that next fight announced, you'll be able to come back, man, and talk to
Yes,
the
sir.
talk to my audience, man. This was absolutely phenomenal, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna stay in touch with you, champ. All right.
For sure.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, man. Lightweight contender Justin Pauldo in the building. Great young man, man. Great young man. And you know, he's looking to make his stamp in the lightweight division, man. He's looking to make his stamp in the lightweight division, bro. And after that performance on Pro Box, dude, man, like I said, man, shout out to Rockimoff, man, former world champion who he fought in February, San Antonio on a Pro Box card. Bro, he beat this dude bad, man. If you guys haven't had a chance to see that fight, man, make sure you check it out, man. It was a brutal knockout. You know, two brutal right hands. And they threw in the towel, but dude wasn't gonna get up. He had a hard time getting up. They had to put him on a stool. Again, I'm not saying that to brag about what happened. I'm just saying, like, this is the sport of boxing, bro. It's brutal. It's brutal, man. And but Justin said the right things, man. He's hoping that Rakhimov will be okay and he'll be able to resume his career. You know, he suffers some brain bleeding, and that's not a joke, man. That is not a joke in the sport of boxing. You know what they say, man? You could play other sports, you cannot play boxing, bro. So, you know, shout out to him, man. But again, you know, he's looking to make some waves. Obviously, he has great management. Shout out to Adrian Clark and Jolie Mazzone, who also managed my guy, Brian Norman Jr., the WBO welterweight champion. He my bro, you know that. We got Brian Sr., Coach Brian Norman Sr. is in the chat, and he's going back and forth. He's cooking my chat members, bro. Coach, what's going on, man? What they saying to you, man? Jersey Bob, Jersey Bob, you trying to get Coach Brian Norman started, bro. He be in these chats, bro. He be watching, bro. He be watching. He don't play, man. My coach, bro. My coach, Uncle B, he don't play. He be up in these chats. Look, he laughing at you, man. What you said? Senior needs to be watching on Saturday so he can study the best 140-pounder boots. Ennis. Oh,
This is nasty.
I know, Coach. Yep, Coach laughing at that, man. Look, look at Coach's comeback. If he lose, you gonna cry. Look. And then Jersey Bob goes back. You gonna cry because there's no money fights without boots. I gotta see this comeback. Hold on. We got ourselves some drama going on in the chat. I bet we will make $1 million our next fight. Stay tuned, chump. That's right. Tell him, Coach. Jersey Bob, you know I love you, man. You my guy, man. You my guy. Mario B didn't look good as last fight, and everyone else has no fans. Wrong again. You MFers are so small-minded. Coach, you in the chat? You want to come in the panel, man? Let me know. I'll get you up in the panel if you want to talk that shit to my community members, bro. Let me know if you want to jump up in here, bro. Let me know if you want to jump up in here, Coach. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna have to send Coach the link, man, just in case. Just in case he want to come up in here and holler at y'all, man. See if I can get Coach up in here. But yeah, if you have not smashed that like button, make sure you smash that like button, man. You know the deal, man. I say it every show. We trying to get this show out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out 2 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But sometimes we're gonna do a third night. That's what we're thinking about. We're actually thinking about doing 3 nights a week. So stay tuned on that. We're also looking at doing some shows where I'm going to take some callers because I think I love to get you guys know I love to get the chat involved, but you know, it'd be nice to get some voices up in here so I'm not just talking by myself when I don't have a guest because believe it or not, I love the guests. And today we had a phenomenal guest, man. Like I said, lightweight contender Justin Pauldo was in the building, 18-2, 9 KOs. He's going to be competing. I mean, if he continues to fight the way he fought his last fight in February, he has great management. He's obviously being promoted. He's signed with Pro Box. They're going to be able to get him a title shot. They did it for Angelo Leo. Like I said, he has great management. So, if he continues to do what he does, I'm telling you, they're going to put him in line for a title shot. They're going to put him in line for a title shot. And it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. But, yeah. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, man, shame on you. Make sure you subscribe. But more importantly, tell a friend to tell a friend. And tell that friend to tell another friend, man. We are looking to turn this train that we got going on here into a locomotive in 2025 and beyond that, man. This is where it's at, the Hangout spot. Make sure you let everybody know the biggest and best interviews, great boxing talk, laid back. My chat be cooking like they cooking right now. And as you see, you never know who's going to be in my chat. Could be a champion. It could be a former fighter. We've had former fighters in here. We've had fighters in here. We've had coaches. You never know who's going to show up at the Hangout spot for an interview or in the chat. So make sure you let everybody know. Last but not least, keep this chat going, man, because listen, even though we just had a banging interview, the show is going to continue. We still got some more stuff to talk about. We still got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. So, make sure you continue to cook. Yeah, I'm going to see if Coach is in the building here and he wants to jump in so he could talk that shit with y'all, man, because y'all going back and forth with my man, Coach B, man. We can't be doing that in the chat. He got to talk. Sorry, I apologize for the silence here. I apologize for the silence. But yeah, man, what we got? So yeah, man, we got Coach Brian Norman was in the chat going back and forth with the chat members. What we got? You think just because you don't see Ish, it ain't happening? It's happening, player. Like I said, stay tuned. Let me tell you something, man. We all got to be invested in what's going on Saturday, man. We got a unification at 147 between Jaron Boots Ennis and Imanis Stanionis. This is for the IBF, WBO, and I believe the Ring Magazine titles. That's going to be dope because the winner, I want to see them against my man, Brian Norman Jr., the assassin, who's a WBO welterweight champion. I mean, listen, we all about unifications, man. We all about unifications and trying to get all those straps, man. You know how we rock out here, man. Name 140 pounder that sells. Coach said, keep watching from the sidelines. It looks like we're getting Coach Norman in the building, y'all. Coach Norman's going to be in the building, so make sure y'all get that chat going. Clarence, my brother from No Duck Zone Podcast. Thanks for rocking out, my brother. Leave Mr. Norman alone. Yo, Clarence, this is how my lives be rocking, bro. This is how my lives be rocking. Coach, if you backstage, wave at me, man. Coach, are you there, Coach?
I'm here. You hear me?
What's going on? We got Coach Brian Norman.
What's
going
up, man?
on, Coach?
Hey, man, just chilling, man. What's going on with you, man?
Coach, you got me dying here. First and foremost, bro, thank you for rocking out and supporting, man. That was a great interview, man.
Yeah. Well, that's my boy Justin Pauldo, man. I messed with Pauldo, but he had a great performance. His last performance.
Yeah, man. Yo, he did his thing, man. Yo, he beat that. Yo, he reminded me, that little knockout reminded me of Junior's knockout of Santillan.
Yeah. It was, man. That was definitely a highlight reel that he could hold on to for the rest of his life. That was definitely one right there. Was it a double? I think it was a double jab too. 1-1-2.
Double jab and a right.
Right. 1-1-2.
Right.
Boom, basic, baby, basic. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful shit. Yeah, that was good, man. That was a real good look for him. Unfortunately, because you got good and bad with everything. So unfortunately, he might have scared the shit out of some people. So I'm serious. You gotta think about it now. You gotta think about it. You gotta think about where he at in his career, right? He 18-2. he just showed, you know what I'm saying, against a guy like he said that was ranked higher than his last opponent, which I feel like he won against. Was that his last opponent? He got that to the lost to. Yeah, that was the last opponent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he got the win.
Madueno. There was a split decision loss.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. I feel like he got the win, but I ain't gonna call it a robbery. You can't call close fights like that robberies. So you know, I'm not one of those ones that's gonna do some shit like that or whatever. I think with him being the in-house guy for Pro Box at the time, I think with him being the in-house guy, I'm not asking for no favoritism. I'm just saying, like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. The judges saw what they saw. Maybe they was just trying to be, you know, as less biased as possible, and maybe sometimes that might hurt the in-house fighter because they may be like, I'm gonna give this person this a close round. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it could backfire on people, whatever. But I feel like he won that last fight, and I think that they didn't give him that fight back on purpose. I can say what I want to say. I think Pro Box set him up. To be honest with you,
Really?
well, I can say what I want to say. I don't got no. I ain't signing nobody. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that was some bullshit from Pro Box. They're known to have Spanish Latino fighters because they sell in their market. You know what I'm saying? That's what they market to. You know, Florida. You know, down there in Florida, whatever. I know they're trying to move around and everything now, but it's a lot of Latinos and Spanish fighters that way. You know, they're right on the border. So I think that Madrano, I think he went. I think they signed him right after that, right? He fucking with them now.
Madueno on Pro Box? Didn't he just no? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
I tell you what. If he's not, then I'm wrong. But if he is, then I'm right. If he don't fight on Pro Box, if Madrano, whatever the hell his name is, don't fight on Pro Box next, then okay, cool. I may be wrong. But if he does fight, I think it was a clear setup because I really believe he won that fight. I really believe he won that fight. But like I said, it was too close to call it a robbery. I'm not saying he got robbed. I'm not saying that.
Nah, for sure. It was close, and I agree with you. I thought Pauldo pulled it off. Did you hear the part that when I said that he reminds me of Junior?
Yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah, no, I agree. I met him. You know, I met Pauldo. He's cool guy, and he's exactly what he just said at the very end. He's very to himself. Like you may not get shit out of him. You may get a hey in the body. That's about I can't remember 2 words he said. So yeah. Now when I met him and when I seen him, it was you know, like he said, that's his stablemate. Him and my son are stablemates. You know, under the same umbrella of Fighters First. Jolene was on, and Adrian Patrick. Not Dan Patrick. I'm sorry, scary. Y'all don't even know who the hell Adrian Patrick is.
Clark.
Adrian Clark. It's another Adrian Patrick I know. I'm sorry. Adrian Clark. So with him and Adrian Clark, they under the same umbrella, whatever. So like we was when they first got signed, or you know, I guess it was like a welcoming type situation. You know, everybody was around with us. She was probably the quietest one in the room. So he ain't lying about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw something in him. Like it just reminded me of Junior, so I told him that.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure, like Pauldo said, I'm sure he got other sides of him with his family, seeing everything else, and B is the exact same way. But I think in public, B can get a little more from what I've seen from Pauldo so far. You know, he you know, like I say, he's to himself. You know, B can get a little more open. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, you're right. Solid assassin is the exact word for it. I completely agree with you.
That's what I call my brother, Brian.
Yeah, definitely a solid assassin because he kicked that boy ass.
You sure did, man. You did, and thank you, man, for rocking out for that interview as well.
Yeah,
I didn't know you was in the chat until I got Junior off because I was,
nah, it's all good. Oh, you talking about
when I had
I don't
Junior
think I said nothing. Did I say something?
No, you went back and forth with a couple people in my chat.
Oh yeah, I'm known to do shit like that.
A couple, but it wasn't like today. I'm looking at this shit today.
Nah. But see, but you got to listen. Let me say something real quick. Because I want to. I mean, again, you know what I'm saying. You know, bigger platform, smaller platform, whatever platform. People got to have an understanding of something. You feel what I'm saying? I don't mind talking to It's just like me talking to you, me talking to you here, me and you talking to 3, 4 people. So no matter how big or small the platform is, people gotta understand respect goes a long way. You feel what I'm saying? One thing I don't do is disrespect people. You feel me? Now, everybody can have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Opinion is fine or whatever else. But you gotta understand it. And I'm not saying I was disrespected in the chat. That's fine. No, that's cool. That's all fair, love, and war. We good on that. But I'm just saying in general, just expect whatever you give out. Just know I'm gonna be the one that's coming back at you. That's with whatever energy you coming with. You know what I'm saying? So if you coming with me with just you know, pity pat, like type what we doing in this chat right here, cool. And if you coming to me on some vicious type shit, guess where I'm coming? Right back in the same vicious manner. You know what I'm saying? But it's all, like I said, it's all fun and games, man. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I love
Nah,
every bit of it.
I've been telling the chat. I was like, yo, coach be watching, bro, and he will call you out. And I love it, man. I love the engagement and again, Cook, you know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
for my chat members, y'all gotta understand, bro. Coach ain't playing, man. He's old school. See, the same thing he's talking about as far as trash talk and disrespect, that led to a
right,
fight
right,
between him and Greg Hackett. That's
right.
how that whole shit started.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So,
because again, that's what people getting it mixed up at. People getting it mixed up at. They feel like they can just say and do anything. Like you don't just tell me you want to fight me. I'm okay. Well, cool, fight me. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
you can't just tell. I'm not that guy. I was always the guy that actually fight. We don't just talk about it. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm so anxious to get this other situation going because it was so much respect on my end. I'm not gonna say no names, but the what we were just on the chat, it was so much respect on my end. I had nothing but respect from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? And the respect was mutual, and the respect got unmutual out of my control. I had nothing to do with the respect getting, with the disrespect coming that way. But it came. It was the people. I'm glad that they're experiencing what I was experiencing. And the trainer. Me and the trainer had spoke on several occasions. The trainer knew what I was going through ever since my son won the WBO title. You can't go back from May all the way from May the 18th to today. There's not a interview you gonna go to with my son in it and go to the chat and not see one name. There's not one interview you gonna go to and not see that name. From the time he won, my son never said nothing. My son never did nothing with no beef, with no nothing. It was frustrating me. My son didn't care. It was frustrating me because I'm like, damn, bro, me and Six had already talked about this. We said we was gonna do it for undisputed, blah, 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 blah. That was a mutual understanding. But the people, the fans kept. But then I would go to the other person's interviews. My son's name is nowhere in sight. You understand? Now, people in the chat or the haters will say that's because don't nobody know him. That's fine, but understand what you're saying. We got to keep it mutual. Let's keep it mutual. If you come over here and talk about us, why don't you go over there and ask him? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that's how it was going for the longest. It was going that way, and then people was getting again disrespectful, and I'm getting disrespectful back. So one day the trainer called me early in the morning, laughing. And I said, man, because I had know I already got kind of sideways with some shit, but I didn't say nothing disrespectful. It was just like frustrating. And I was like, bro, I said, you see what the hell going? He said, yeah, man, I see him, man. I see him. I mean, man, very candid, very cool conversation. Again, with the relationship, I hate that it had to go where it went, but again, it was out of my control. So, he was like, man, I see, man, boy, you crazy. But he said, you be giving it to him. I said, man, I got you, bro. You see how they be trying me? Like I said, it was all good.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, man, I said, see, the thing is, what you not understanding is, I told him what I just told you. This was back in August. I told him exactly what I just told you. I said, what you not understanding is they coming at us this way, but they ain't nobody coming at you this way. So you ain't even dealing with it. He told me, he said, that's because he said, that's because we watch who we interview with. I'm not saying it's a down nobody out because I'm not even that kind of guy. This is what he told me. He said, we watch who we interview with. We only do interview with certain people. We don't this and we don't want it to get messy. It was all respectful. Cool. I said, yeah, I feel you, but I don't have that. So I don't have that luxury. I don't have no channel that's dedicated to me and blah, 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 blah. Like, even where we go, it's they coming with that. So anyway, fast forward, we got cool on that. That got squashed, and then you know what happened. What happened after that? Now, as of recently, I'm noticing now they're doing more interviews, and my son's name is coming up now. And now I see the frustration that I saw 8 months ago.
It's being
I'm seeing the
coached.
frustration, huh?
It's being forced. Like people, like for example, I could tell you right now, I've been all over social media. They are hounding Bozie Ellis questions about Brian Norman Jr.
Yes.
Did you see the comments he did one? Did you see the one he did today? Or I
I
saw it
saw
earlier.
everything. I text him. I saw he didn't respond, of course, because we ain't cool no more. I text him. I let him know, like, bro, you know, you talking that noise, but you telling me what I know, and it's like, bro, don't do that. But again, I ain't finna go into that part.
Right,
But
right.
you know, that's cool. That's cool. Again, like you were just saying a minute ago, I'm about that action. You know what I'm saying? You know, business is business, but ultimately, I'm about that action. I just showed you I'm about that action by stepping in the ring and put myself in harm's way. I'm literally about that action. You can't come telling me you're gonna whoop my ass and you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, whatever else, and not actually do it. We finna get this work. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a legally way. In a legal way, we can do it in a legal way too. You gotta show me. You can't just go talking and talk. But again, I'm glad of this part. I'm glad he's getting what I got last year. He's just now getting it because he's just now interviewing with other people. He's just not getting it. He's just now getting it because my son is now a real threat. My
Right.
son, you feel what I'm saying? My
Facts.
son is now not just a one and done. My son is not just now it was a lucky performance. You feel what I'm saying? My son is seen to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, it was unfair. I ain't supposed to be talking about this shit. But anyway, it was unfair that, you know, my son didn't get the leeway that, you know, the Abdullah Masons get and even the Keyshawn Davises when he was coming up, even the Xander Zayases, even all of these young guys that was coming up. My son didn't get that because my son started getting flack at 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
All of these guys I just named are older except Abdullah Mason. My son started
Right.
getting flack at 22 years old. My son just turned 24 years old. He is still a growing boy, and he got a bright future ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't
No.
care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. My job is to take care and guide mine the best I can with the knowledge that I do know. You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
you see, I don't keep him under my nut sacks. Excuse my language. I'll keep him under my nut sacks. You know what I'm saying? We don't live together. We don't be together every day. None of that. You feel what I'm saying? It's mutual respect, but at the same time, he's in this business because of me. He's
Right.
in this business stemming right here. So this was a business I've been a part of for you know what I've been in boxing for over 30 years, 31, 32 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's
Mm-hmm.
in this because of me. Period. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
I know naturally more than he knows. And of course I'm older and you know, I'm gonna give my take on things and that's just it. I'm gonna make sure that he good. I'm not gonna let nobody punk him. I'm not gonna let nobody, you know, none of that shit. You feel
Nah,
me?
of course.
And bottom line, just to put it in a nutshell about what Moses said today, and about the money and about the 1 point this and the 1 point that. I'm gonna keep it just as simple for you, real quick. As simple as this: if that's the biggest fight to be made, and we do anything for 1 point this, and everybody else for unification bouts and everything else for lesser fights, it's making 3 million and two. You feel what I'm saying? They're making
Right.
all of this money. So what are you telling your promoters you will fight for? People saying, if you go beat that, you bet on yourself, you got all the cars. Absolutely not. You just fucked yourself up because you just said you'll fight for this. You just said, I'll fight my biggest fight for this amount of money. Now, there's no bigger fight for me to fight right now. I just fought the biggest fight for this amount of money. So now I'm going to go fight XYZ for what, 700,000, 600,000. Not to say there's not a lot of money, but you're going down. You're going backwards. You get what I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It
For
doesn't
sure.
make sense. Like my man, whoever just said in the chat, you say he the only money fight. Then guess what? Then you got to get the most money out that fight. Crazy ass.
Good
Listen to
point.
what you're saying, huh?
It's a good point. No,
Yeah, you got to
absolutely.
get the most money out that fight. At one point, nothing ain't it. We were just trying, I said, you know what? We settled for that. We ended up saying, you know what? It was a lot of talk. It was a lot of talking. And like I said, I'm about that action. It was a lot of back and forth. And, we settled. We talked and we were like, you know what, bro? Ultimately, fuck that shit. And then we found out it was all a bunch of bullshit in the first place.
Mm.
ain't that some shit? So all this shit you put us through, we found out it was all a bunch of bullshit in the first place.
And for the chat members, if y'all don't know what Coach Brian Norman is talking about, make sure you check out prior interviews I've done with Brian.
Yeah, because I don't really want to bring it up like that, whatever else. But
Yeah.
that what it is though. I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, boxing is a business. Boxing is a dangerous sport. You were just talking, and it was disheartening. I didn't know that. That I guess the other guy that Pauldo had bleeding on the brain.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
See, I take that kind of shit seriously.
Brain bleed.
See,
Yeah,
I take that kind of shit. I take that kind of shit seriously. You feel what I'm saying? So if you end up risking that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? You end up risking that type of stuff, man. You need to get paid handsomely for that if you can. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. Listen, it wasn't, and my thing was, and I what's crazy? I kind of felt like I was an extension of you because on my shows, when I went on other shows, I was explaining the same thing you were explaining because I'm like, yo, y'all got to understand the business aspect of it. But people didn't want to hear it.
No. It ain't even about what makes sense. It's just about what they can go with because what makes sense is it can be deaded with. The fight was not genuine from the start. The fight could have never happened from the start. So what are we even talking about? That's the obvious thing to go with.
Right.
But they don't want that. They need the drama of it. You know what I'm saying? They need the dramatic effect of it. They want, oh, you dunked, oh, you did this, or you did that. Like even, you know what I'm saying? Even with the David, what's my man name? David Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol right now. Dimitri Bivol didn't dunk David Benavidez. Is no to me is very easily explained. It's no simple. I ain't even talking about the money part. It's no simple that if you got integrity, if I'm doing business with a man gives me what I want. He gives me an undisputed fight, Saudi Arabia, plenty of money, and I lose that fight. The guy I lose the fight to is gracious enough to give me a rematch. We make a lot of money together again. Now I beat him, and that guy asked me for a rematch.
I got you.
It's only right I'm a return the favor.
Yeah. No,
that's called integrity. It's not that hard to see. You know what I mean? Well, I know we in the new generation. Don't nobody give a fuck about nothing but what they want to believe in. That's just what we at today. You know what I'm saying? If it don't fit your narrative, if it don't fit what you want to believe, if it don't fit what you already predetermined in your brain, then it cannot be true. That's just the way it is.
Absolutely, man. Listen, absolutely. I don't want to keep bringing this Bozy thing up, but my man Eric Harris, he's a longtime listener, always in the chat. I need you to answer this question because I don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
He said you disrespected Mr. Bozy after he welcomed you in his gym. Like, what does he mean by that?
He's an idiot. I've literally never disrespected Bozy ever.
Eric, be specific. Like, do you mean?
What I do? Tell me when and where I disrespect. When did I call? When I say Bozy don't know what the fuck he doing? When did I say anything bad about Bozy at all? When did I say anything bad about Boots?
Yeah. Well, listen. Unfortunately, this is the business of boxing, though, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's going to be situations.
It's a narrative, like I'm saying. They believe what they want to believe. Yeah. No, I want to hear this shit. This is interesting to me. I want to hear what I said or how I said to disrespect either one of them. What did I say?
Yeah, Eric, if you're in the chat, I want you to elaborate on that.
Elaborate on that and tell me where I disrespected him at.
Because if Coach saying that he wants that fight and he believes his son can beat Boots, like how is that?
That's not disrespectful.
That's in the same division. They're on a collision course. Like, of course.
Yeah, that's not just that. They're both. Look, the clout thing. He said the clout thing. I'm looking at it like, bro, do you not understand that when you started fighting, people are attached and associated your name with Terrence Crawford? They associate your name with Terrence Crawford. Every interview you did, they asked about Terrence Crawford. Every interview, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford. They had no problem talking about Terrence Crawford. They had no problem calling everybody in each and every other name, right? They had no problem doing that. Well, in my interviews, it's the exact same thing. I never bring them up. I never initially bring them up. I never started. When people ask me, when they ask me what's going on, I answer the question. It's the exact same thing. I didn't come up off of him. My son is the WBO world champion. This guy is the IBF world champion. They both want the exact same thing. They are in the same line. When he was talking about Terrence Crawford, they were not in the same line. Him and Terrence Crawford were not in the same line. They were not.
Right.
I think even one time he chose to go to IBF route or some other shit. They were not even in the same line. But yet still, he was still talking about it. He was still asking about it. And I'm not saying that to throw rocks at him or salt at him. I'm just giving you a fact that you're talking about we doing this and doing that. No, I answer questions.
Right.
My son, you ask us a question, we answer the question because we ain't got shit to hide.
Nah, I got you. So you were going back and forth with Jersey Bob. That was Jersey Bob you were going back and forth with.
Hey, his name is Jersey. You know what it is. His name is Jersey. You know what it is.
I respect Brian Norman. I watch his fights. I just know that there are only two names at 147: Boots Ennis and Brian Norman. I listen. You know, people are gonna say that I'm biased, Coach. I get it. You know, y'all like family to me, but I truly believe that Junior is. You know,
I ain't got my glasses on. What the hell, Jersey Bob? Done put on this damn screen. I ain't got my glasses.
I read it for you. He said,
what is that?
He said, I respect Brian Norman. I watch his fights. I just know that there are only two names at 147.
I ain't know he said that. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, Jersey Bob. But hey, guess what? But he got to prove himself to be the best. You said watch the best 147 pounder until it's proven it's all opinionated. Like this weekend at Ring Magazine, belt should not be on the line just by default. That's crazy. You know what I mean? But we know Turkey cool with Ed and we know, you know what I'm saying? Boots is the Eddie fighter, and that just is what it is. You feel me?
Nah, for sure, my man.
Man, we love it though, man. We love it. We love that my son. Yeah, absolutely. I don't take the disrespect. I used to get. It was, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Did my man ever answer about how I disrespected Bozy? Listen, I'm gonna say this though.
But he did say, yeah, you got to get the most money when you know you're going to lose. So there you go. You know.
Hey, guess what that is, dog? That's an opinion. And watch this. I'm gonna say this. With the performers and you saw these Europeans do what they do, you can even go watch Villa fight. I know that was a good fight. You even go watch it. Look at how much damage these people took. They not good as my son. They're not hitting like my son. Why would we know we gonna do anything? Why would we go in a fight knowing we gonna lose when we saw what he couldn't do to these other people? I don't think that he did. I don't think that David Amnesia fight was a good fight. The man came in on 1 month notice. The man was a fucking replacement. He had just got knocked out by Terrence Crawford, came out, wiped the man out 11:55, and then came back, got knocked out again after 2 years. Like, what are we talking about? That's not, I mean, these people wasn't afraid of him. These people stood with him. They stood right in his face and fought him. So you saying that we know we're going to lose, I apologize. There's nothing that makes sense about nothing you said about us knowing we're going to do shit. Again, that's why I say it got to be proven. They got to be proven. There's nothing about neither one of the ones that he fought and the way and the manner that he destroyed them in that makes us think, ooh, that's gonna be no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Again, like I said from the very start, I'm back on that shit again. Let me stop all that, man. Let's talk about the fight this weekend.
Yeah, we want to get into this weekend, but before my man Polo Buck from the Boxing Voice, my brother said, Big Norman gonna get too big for us when his son becomes the man. Don't forget about us. Coach, you can't forget about me.
Nah, you see where I'm at, right?
Coach ain't gonna forget about me.
I fuck with you, man. I fuck with you when I see the stuff come through, when I see the chat come through. I'm on the Boxing Voice. I'm here. I'm Coach Malachi. I'm with the people I deal with. I'm Mill City if I see them. I'm with the people I deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the people who I rock out with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Mark Nash, that's my boy. So when I see him, Tay Jones, when I see my boys rocking out, I mean, I get on and I pay attention. I listen to see what's going on, see what the topic is. I try to stay silent, like you said. I'm always watching.
Always.
But I had to really just pay homage to Pauldo. That's why I came through and threw the little fire emojis. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I was just watching, I wasn't gonna say a word. I was just threw the little fire emojis. You know what I'm saying? Just to show him some love and support. That's it.
Nah, I appreciate that, and I know he appreciated that as well. What we got here? Let me see what else we got. Yes, my man Clarence McLean said you got to know the business of boxing. Absolutely. Salute to you, Z Pacino in the building. Hold on, I want to get to that fight. We're gonna get to that fight in a second. Hold on, I just want to see if there's something here in the chat because I thought I saw something, but nah, Brian, Coach Norman ain't forgetting me because I call him Uncle B, so he like an uncle to me.
Nah, I don't do that, man. If you know, hey, look, listen to this right here. Y'all think about it this way. I take the time to respond to motherfuckers with 23 followers.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Hey, look,
I don't
on
have 23
Instagram.
followers, but yeah, you were fucking
Not
with me.
you. I'm talking about the people that be look on Instagram. Click
Yeah.
on some of those people that I be responding to. That motherfucker might have 0 followers. So y'all gotta understand who I am and what I am. I want all the smoke. I don't care if the smoke came from a roach. I want it.
Like I say, the motherfucking realist from the realist, bro. We got my man Polo Buck with a $2 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
Salute to Johnny and Big Norm Jr. cracking. That's right, baby. Salute to
Yeah,
you.
hey, bro, that's for them. And he ain't even grown yet. He not even fully developed. He ain't full. He grown, but he ain't even. He ain't got his man strength yet. He 24. I think I got mine about 28. About 28. About 28. About 28. My whole body. I worked out.
You got a phone call, Coach.
No, we cool. You hear me?
See, but Junior's my man Clarence McLean said these dudes just be running their mouth. Yeah. But Junior's just different, Coach. Like he just totally different. You saw that interview? Junior said if he wasn't a fighter, he'd be a farmer because he just like to be outdoors and chilling. I'm like, really? He was like, yeah, my dad gonna
he do. Yeah, he do. I call him a weirdo sometimes. He do weird ass shit.
Did you see the part where I brought up like, what the hell you doing outside at 2
I
o'clock in the morning?
know. Yeah, that he do weird shit sometimes, bro. He try to I mean, not saying it's weird, but he read a lot. He read a lot of things, and he try to figure out what he gonna do about this or that or whatever. Hold on one
He
second.
my guy, man.
I'm doing an interview. I'll call you back.
No, go ahead. Yeah, Dave Blue said, love Norman since his hack and fade.
If I say I'm doing an interview, you gonna keep talking.
Yeah. Yo, if y'all have not hit them like buttons, make sure y'all hit them like buttons, subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe. We are doing it up here at the Hangout Spot. This is how we do it up on a Thursday night. We got Brian Norman Sr. in the building. We had Justin Paolo earlier. Now we got Brian Norman Sr. Y'all got a double dose of hot shit here on a Thursday night. So keep the chat popping. Dave Blue said love Norman.
So let's talk about these fights, man. Let's get it cracking on these fights. What we doing?
Let's get it cracking. What's going on Saturdays? We got unification, right? IBF, WBO, and I believe the Ring Magazine belt, if I'm not mistaken.
WBO, sir. WBA.
I'm sorry. Whoa. My bad. Because the WBO, that's a total. Like I'm so hyped up.
It's my boy.
I'm so motherfucking hyped up here that I fucked that up. My bad, Coach. But we got the WBA, we got the IBF, and I believe we got the Ring Magazine, if I'm not mistaken. I saw Eddie Hearn with that on the stage. Unification, welterweight, 147, Jerome Boots Ennis, Imanis Stanionis, both guys undefeated. And Brian Norman Sr., the coach, is here because there's an invested interest. Coach, what do you expect to see? Somebody in the chat said that asked if you were going to be there. I don't believe you're going to be there, right?
No, I'm chilling. Hell no. I'm chilling.
Coach ain't fucking with that, so we could dead that right now. But Coach, what do you expect? What do you expect to see in that fight? Because like I was talking with Junior, people are automatically assuming that Boots is going to win this fight.
That
But
shit
this
crazy.
is not
That
an
shit crazy.
automatic, bro.
You know
Break it
what?
down, bro. Break it down.
This where I'm at with it. Neither one of them has been really tested. That's a known fact. Neither one of them have been really tested to a certain, they've been tested, but to a certain degree. So neither one of them have been fully tested. I think you're absolutely right. This is both their biggest test. I'm listening to Stanionis and the way he speaks and how he speaks. I know he's from Lithuania, so I know his heritage and his mannerisms and the way they go about things is gonna be different than us Americans. You know what I'm saying? And even Latinos, the motherfuckers I know. And he too fucking nice. Like I'm listening to him. I'm listening to him today, and he's saying, I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna this, and and I believe him. I don't believe he's scared. I don't believe he's scared at all. I believe he's saying exactly how he feels. That's why I say I'm just trying to take into consideration who he is and where he's from and how they act. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just naturally more gracious than, Americans. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm taking it, but at the same time, they're like, bro, what the fuck are you saying? That's me for Stanionis. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You gonna do your best? You're like, man, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. we in Jersey. He ain't even got to drive back to Philly because I'm gonna knock his ass back to Philly. That's what I'm gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? Philly 2 hours away. Y'all ain't got to worry about taking him. He gonna be at the house when y'all get there because I'm gonna knock the shit out of him. That's the kind of shit I want to hear. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm with you, man. You heard me. I love me a spicy ass press conference. I'm tired of this cordial shit. Meanwhile, you want to knock
Hey,
homeboy's head off.
I want to say, hey, when I want to say, I'm gonna get it cracking. You understand me? I might be on that motherfucker too. I'll be on that crip walking. You feel me? So, but again, that's just me and my attitude. I get amped up with my shit. So that's just me and my attitude with that or whatever. Then I'm listening to Boots on the other end. And I'm listening to him. I'm listening to how he talking. I'm listening to what he been saying. I'm listening to the way, and I'm thinking he really drunk the Kool-Aid. He drunk his own Kool-Aid. He really drunk his own Kool-Aid. He drunk his own Kool-Aid that people,
Elaborate on that for my viewers.
People have been telling him he's so this and so that. He drunk his own Kool-Aid. And I'm listening to, you're supposed to be confident, but it was almost dismissive. It was almost dismissive of Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? He was almost.
Yes. I saw. I'm sorry to cut. I didn't mean to cut
you
off.
Yeah, we're cool. Go ahead.
But I noticed something, right? So when it was Eddie Hearn's turn to talk to him, Eddie Hearn was like, "What were you playing?" He was playing something on his phone.
I saw it. Yeah.
So is that what? Because I said the same thing. I was like, "Yo, what's up with this dude?" Like,
he really believed. He really drunk the cool. Now listen. I'm elaborate on everything. He's really dismissive, and he really believe he got this in the bag. Is this? Is that? I'm looking at. I don't know if he don't have the experience. I can't believe he don't have the experience. With the amateur pedigree that he got or whatever. But I know for a fact, with my experience over 30 years, which is more than Boots, I know in my experience that it ain't always as it seems. You know what I mean? You could be on the outside. You could be on the outside. And I listened to Blair Cobb's interview speaking on sparring in Matthew Stanionis, and he said the same thing. It ain't always as it seems. You feel what I'm saying? He's a straight come forward type fighter, typical fighter where we look at him and we say, you tailor-made for him. True story. But that guard is damn near impenetrative sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But you can also pick your holes through there and knock the shit out of him. He does get hit a lot too. So I can see both ways. But I'm looking at it. The reason I say he drunk the Kool-Aid is, I know I keep saying this. I don't care about people get mad at me. I got to keep it real about what I say. He does not have the power. He does not have the power. He don't. Again. If y'all ever heard me talk about how I break down fights, I look at what the other fighter does when they get hit. I look at what you do when you get hit. I look at everything. Them fighters do not give a fuck when he hit them. They don't care. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
When you get hit with a motherfucker that can hit, you are going to be timid. you are going to be cautious. You are going to, you feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You're gonna think about it. You're gonna get reserved. You're gonna get
You're gonna
apprehensive.
get reserved. That's, you know, they say, and I can believe it. They say if you want to stop a bat, you punch a square in the nose. I can believe that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You punch a square in the fucking nose. That bat gonna be like shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm looking at like, bro, I think he really, really, like, I understand. I know, I'm sure he trained. I'm sure he did everything he was supposed to do. I'm sure he dotted all his I's and crossed all his T's. I'm sure he did all that or whatever. But with the mental aspect, I think he's too far gone. I think he's ahead of what he is in his brain. Now, here is the thing I was about to say for the question that people got to ask. What if he make it a little easy? If he make this shit look easy, he gonna get all the props in the world from me.
Okay, that's
He gonna
fair.
get all the props. I'm saying this early. He gonna get all the props in the world from me.
That's
You know
fair.
what I mean? Because I'm looking at Stanionis again, even though he ain't been tested, he ain't been this, he ain't been that, or whatever. I'm looking at him like, yeah, nah, he's a tough outing for anybody. He's not gonna be an easy fight for anybody. And I'm looking at like, you think it's gonna be a quick fight? Like, bro, you don't hit hard enough to knock him the fuck out unless you hit him behind the head, unless you foul him or do some crazy shit. You don't hit hard enough. That's just how I see it. Because Dillon took your damn fight, your punches for 10, 11 rounds. Albanese took your punches until he just sat there on the bench and couldn't get the fuck back up. And you got to remember, he came in on a 1 month notice. Karen took your fucking fights, punches the whole goddamn time. Matter of fact, Karen ran from your punches one time, then came back and said, why the fuck was I running? This thing don't hit hard. Got in the ring, got dropped, took a knee, got back up, got back in your fucking face. I'm just saying these are facts.
Oh man!
When you hit a person, when you put your fist to their fucking face, it cuts them. It does shit to make them back the fuck up. The power got to be respected. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think Stanionis got a lot of power either. I think Stanionis has respectable power. I'm looking at what I think his power is more respectable. His jabs, his punches, the pressure is immense.
And the volume.
The volume and the pressure is immense. And that's from being a fighter. Nobody wants a shorter fighter in their chest. Nobody wants a short. I tell my son that. You gotta know when you know these things, it's like trust the process. Nobody wants a motherfucker. Like when you see them tall guys, the reason they back it up and punching them, keep it on the end of the jab, because they don't want you close to them. Nobody wants to fight it in their chest. Nobody wants you in you know what I'm saying, in the area of attack. Nobody wants that.
So for the fans that will say, well, coach, how could you say Boots has no power when he has 31 wins and 28 knockouts? What would your response be to that?
I would say that him and another fighter I know that I raised and trained and everything else had the same manager. And the first 20 or so fights was all on with handpicked. I know him like a book. And I'm talking about the manager we had. They had the same manager. I know him. Go look at the record. Go look at the first 20 fights or so. And then go look at who they fought. Look at it. It was all a battle of numbers. It was all they was with the perfect people of how to build them up. That's what it was. Now when he got stepped up, when it came to limping nets, 140 pounder, it was all done by design. Same thing Floyd did. I'm not saying Floyd, was cherry picking, but I'm saying it's the same thing he did. Same thing Tank did. They bring people up. They bring them up. These guys was all smaller. These guys, you got long arms. You got this, you got that, and just like they're looking at it this way, I'm looking at Limpinets like, but Limpinets took a whole lot of goddamn punches, and he never was scared. He just like the rest of them. He took a whole lot of fucking. He got punched in the face. He got punched in the body. He got punched everywhere till the referee stopped him.
Right.
You get where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you got a flat-footed person that can't close the fucking distance, you just running straight. You can't catch no angles. You just running straight in. I'm just poo, poo, pop, poo, 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 and I punch on you for 7, 8 rounds, and you can take it for 7, 8 rounds. People not looking at it with my eyes. I'm like, bro, you not hitting hard. This is a 140-pound man, an older 140-pound man.
Yeah,
He's an older 140-pound man, 33, 34, some shit like that. He was older, 140-pound man coming up, small, short, can't catch no angle, there's no path to you except back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm looking at all of that. He called Thomas Delorme, another step up behind the head. Go look at it. He called Cussio Clay behind the head. Go look at it. Hell, I just looked at it. He called Roman Ville 3 times behind. He slammed his hand on the back of Roman Ville head 3 times. You can go look at it. But he beat him up now. He would have stopped him anyway. But he did. I'm not taking that win away from him. But the Delorme, the Cussio Clayton, that was bullshit. He hit the boy behind the head.
Coach, did you get it? So me and Ness, we were doing the evening show on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice and all my followers. Again, hit that like button, man, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. That's how we do it up at the Hangout spot. But we were looking at Boots' picture on Tuesday, and we found that he looked very, very weight drained. Did you see that picture on social media of him?
Somebody said it too.
What did you make when you saw that? Because here we are on a Tuesday though, before the fight on a Saturday. Should we be concerned with that?
I don't believe in. I don't make nothing. I don't make nothing of the weight. I don't make nothing of none of that. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that's. I'm not down with the weight discussions. I'm not him. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I mean, from what I've been through and what I deal with, and my son, and what we go through. When you drain, you usually weak. You can tell you don't want to talk. I mean, it's very noticeable. Lips white. My son, if you ever watch his fucking lips white, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what dehydration do for you. I mean, I'm not a weight guy. I don't really pay that shit no mind. And I did see it. I see what you saw. I mean, that's fine and dandy. That's what he choose to do. That's what he want to do. He made the weight. Shit, let him fight. I mean, that's on him. I don't get into that discussion about weight.
No doubt. Yeah, we talked about that because the fans were, everybody, like God Dig. Yo, shout out to you, God Dig, for rocking out with us here on a Thursday night. Boots couldn't even focus because he looked so weight drained. But again, here we are Thursday. It's a little bit different. It'll be interesting to see how he looks tomorrow. So Eric Harris did come back, Coach. He actually drives trucks. So he said, "My bad, Johnny, in the truck. All the shit talking after the fans were talking. That's why he didn't come back to Philly. All Senior do is talk about Boots. He talk about Boots more than his son."
Okay, so I see you've been in the chat listening to everybody else.
Hold on. He also said Mr. Bozy never in capital letters said anything about sparring or none of the gym stuff. Senior started that talk. He said it's very immature. So I guess that was why he said.
Actually, you lying. You lying. He did. Bozy actually did, and he told a bold-faced lie. So yes, he did. So don't say what he never did. You don't listen to every podcast. You don't hear every interview. You don't know what's going on. Just because you didn't hear him on YSM, you think he never said it? And he did say it on YSM, as a matter of fact, too. But anyway, though, he has very. Anyway, you say that I disrespected him by talking all that. I didn't talk no trash. All I said was we want to fight him. I said what I see. You said I talk about him. Wait. You said I talk about him more than my son, because my job is to, when a person asks me a question, when a person asks me what they got going on or what I see, I point out what I see. When they ask me the ways to victory or how I see they can be defeated, the flaws I see, I point them out. That's what I do. So if that's what the people are asking me about, that's what I'm going to talk about. You say I talk about it more than my son. I mean, I'm not a glazer, even with my son. I'm not going to sit here to be glazing my son all day. You know what I'm saying? So why would I talk about my son all day? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If people keep asking me a question, I'm going to keep answering the question the way I see it. If you ask me a question about my son fighting this person, that person, I'm going to answer each and every last one of them. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me about Boots fighting this person, that person, or why do I think this and that, and whatever, I'm gonna give you the examples of this person, that person, tell you what he did and this and that. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm confused, sir. What are we talking about?
It's all good. We can move on from this Bozy stuff. So what's your prediction for Saturday? What do you think? What do you think?
I got my money on Stanionis already. I put 400 on Stanionis. So I put, Stanionis with the underdog. So if If Stanionis win, I win 16 something, 1600 and something. That what it was when I bet it was plus 400 something. But anyway, plus 400 something. But anyway, so the money on Stanionis, I could see, and I'm having a hard time with this one. That's why, and I've been through this with my son too in the press conferences. They're talking as a motherfucker, listening to people talk, listening to their confidence, listening to what they say. It's almost like, is Boots gonna pull out a gun and shoot him? Is he gonna throw a rock at him? Because I'm serious. That's how I feel about it. Because I'm like, the shit you talking don't match up from what I've seen. So you saying everybody's saying about the comfort, the performances going up and the this going. How you know? You never been there. How do you know your performance is gonna go up when you've never been there? Your best opponent was Karen. You did not look good twice against your best opponent. So how do you know you gonna step it up when your competition? How do you know that? How do we know everybody's foreseeing this big? How do we know that? How do you know what you? How can you foresee where you gonna be when you never been?
Right.
How the fuck you gonna do that? That shit was so confusing to me. That shit was so confusing to me when they was talking. I was like, what? They was like, man, I'm telling you, as the competition go up, he go, how the fuck you know? If that's the best competition, how the fuck you know as the competition go up, he go up? Because the competition just went up and he didn't go up. So what are we talking about?
For sure.
So, but yeah, that's where I was at on that. So, again, the talking and the dismissiveness of Stanionis got me thinking, damn, you a bad motherfucker. You selling the shit out them tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You selling the shit out them tickets. Hey, you got me second thinking my guess. Damn, is he really gonna come out with? Is he gonna come out with a?
And you know what's crazy? The dude is out here fighting, and his wife is supposed to give birth like
I
tomorrow.
know. I mean, hey, he got to do what he got to do for his family. He got to do what he got to do for his family. I respect every bit of it. Those are the sacrifices fighters make. That's cool. That's cool. It is what it is. It's okay. His son. I think he having a boy. His son understand. He'll still be there. He'll still be there Sunday.
I'm just looking at it like this, Coach. Mentally, are you gonna be there, or you gonna be in Lithuania? Or where is he from? He's from Lithuania. What?
Oh, he from Lithuania.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or is his mind gonna be at Lithuania? We need his mind in the AC in the boardwalk for this fight, bro.
I mean, you know, people are different. This is what I used to do. I used to tell B to do this. My motivation, because I had nobody try, I used to train myself a lot. And at the end of my career, I was training myself a lot. So the way I motivated myself and the way I pushed myself was I would create these fake ass scenarios. This is gonna be so stupid. But I used to tell people, it's real though. Listen, I used to be real. I used to really, really like put myself in these situations. I'm going to say it to say you never know how a person's mind may work. So let's say I'm sprinting the football field. I'm out there working by myself. I'm out there working out by myself. You know, nobody to push me, nobody to say go, go. You know, none of that. So as I'm going, I'm thinking to myself, they got B. Oh shit, they got. So kidnap. And I really used to.
I get what you're saying. I get
Yeah,
where you're
yeah. I
going.
really used to. Yeah, you really used to. Like, I really would get into that mode where now you got my motherfucking boy. You feel what I'm? And it worked. It worked. You know what I'm saying? So I go as fast as I can fucking go because I got to get my goddamn boy. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I used to be the same shit. So you can't really. You don't know how he operates. He may be using this as motivation. I can definitely see this as motivation. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely see this as, look, he said in the interview, my bad. He said in the interview something I did like. I told you about the shit he said that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But he said some shit that I did like. And I respect. I respect them being open. I respect them being honest. And these Americans wouldn't understand this, and they would joan him about this, even though they ain't doing shit with their life. He said, I want what he has. Did you hear him say that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said that. He said, I want what he has. He said, I want what he has. I respect that.
For sure.
I respect it.
Absolutely.
He see the glitz, the glamour, and I mean, not to say that he really deserve it, you know, and not to the magnitude that he get it, because y'all giving him the best fucking fight in the world. Where he ain't fought shit better than no other welter. He ain't fought shit no more than no better than no other fighter. He just did good with the competition that he did have. But you know, I really respect him saying that, you know, that that he won what he has, and you know, I think it's just motivation. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I think he got a different mentality. I mean, he been doing this all his life. He been an underdog all his life, you know what I'm saying, according to him or whatever else. And I mean, shit, he got the way he is now, the only world champion out of Lithuania. You got to think, why would he not believe in himself? Why would he not believe he the goods?
He a
You know what I'm
champion.
saying?
Yeah,
He a
he a
champion.
champion for a
He a
reason.
champion. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
why would he not believe in it? Yeah. And if he getting there with Boots, again, Boots gonna be hitting him. I don't think it's gonna have no effect. And you seen the other guys. I mean. I don't know. The only thing that made me hesitate is the talking that Boo's doing. That he damn near sold me on the Wolf tickets.
All right. That's what's up, man. Nonetheless, man, a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. It's a unification.
What you
Obviously,
got?
the Normans have an invested interest. I mean, hey, listen, the easy pick is Boots. But I'm an underdog guy, man. I'm rooting for
That ain't the
Stanionis,
easy pick. That's not the easy pick.
man. Well, I'm going for Stanionis.
Right.
I'm going for Stanionis, but I got to be honest with you. The selfish part of me would like to see Boots win because you know the fight I want to see.
Yeah, B said the same thing. B want Boost to win. B
You know the
listen.
fight I want to see. I
Yeah,
made that shit clear.
B said he kind of scared. He said, I'm kind of scared. I said, what you mean? He said, what if he beat him?
They gonna fuck that bag up? Is that what
He
he
said,
said?
no. B want to be the first person to beat him.
Oh, all right, all right.
He want to be the first. He want to be. He
See,
be the one.
that's
He want to
done.
be the one that. He want to be the one to say, you know, I told you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He want to be the
I
first
love it.
person to beat him. And
I
who
love
knows?
it.
That may still be in the cards, but we don't know. I mean, but there's no doubt in our mind. He- Again, I say him. I know what he gonna do. I know what he gonna do. Power changes things. I know what he gonna do. When he get hit, he's not even. I said it a long time ago. When he get hit, he's not gonna fight the same. I seen it
Mm.
firsthand. He ain't gonna fight the same.
See now, if you telling me that, then I'm rooting for Boots, man, because you know the fight that I want to see. But y'all know who I rock with
Yeah,
here.
well, I put $400 on that. So tonight, I gotta go with Stanionis, goddamn.
I'm going. I'm rooting for Stanionis as well, man. Like I said, man, I love me a good underdog
Yeah,
story.
I
A lot
want
of people are
my
sleeping
son to be all right, goddamn. I want you know what I'm saying.
on it, for sure.
I'll put my money on Stanionis because, like I said, the more and more I saw him, I do see where Boots would say he's a easy. He said he called him an easy fight. He said it was easy, nothing way it seemed. I can see why he would think that, but listening to Blair and watching for myself, and with my experience of dealing with certain situations, and with me knowing about a shorter fighter, that's why you had a problem with Pitbull Cruz and Tank Davis. See, people don't understand. They don't know what they're looking at. It's because he was his height. It's because he was so short. Same
Mhm.
thing with Lamont Roach. He wasn't that much taller than him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? People think that the height and the reach and all that shit give you some type of advantage. It actually don't sometimes. It actually don't. It's all about who does what they do best. That's what it's all about.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, it's
No,
all about
I
who
agree.
does what they do best, man.
Great point, man. Like I said, the Normans have an invested interest of what goes on Saturday, so I'm glad I got Coach Brian Norman Sr. on here to talk that shit and set the record straight. What's up with Junior? Is he back in the gym already, or what's going on?
Yeah, we've been in the gym. His ass went on vacation today, but he been in the gym. He on vacation. He'll be back, I think, Sunday night or Sunday. But yeah, we've been in the gym. We've been working. He locked in. He took minimum damage. He took minimum damage. So what we're looking to try to do is maybe get a quick fight in June, if possible, and then
Okay.
get the winner, of this one. That's why we don't want to make it mistaken when we say the winner is next. You know what I'm saying? So we would
Right.
like the winner next. So just because we fight in June, I mean the winner is probably not gonna fight in June. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when for when they are ready to fight, we will be ready to fight, and if it goes goes against what we got going on, we'll see if we can move back a couple of weeks or so, and we can adjust the date or two. You know what I mean? But either way, next fight we want that. We want the winner of this next fight, or Barrios, of course, but. That's of course now I don't think it's likely, but they say top ranking PBC looking to do business, so you never know.
That's the fight that I told Junior that I would like. Barrios.
Absolutely. I mean, it's only right. It's only right. It's only right. If B want that green belt bad, I think B won't. To be honest with you, he don't be studying boots at all. I'm studying boots. I'm studying boots because I told you before. I'm studying because I'm that motherfucker. You don't talk shit to me and not to just let's get it going, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't do it like I want that action right then and there. You know what I'm saying? My son, he ain't come up the way I came up. I like to fight. Let's get it right now. Don't tell me, don't threaten me with no good motherfucking time and walk away. Hell no, fuck that. Come on. So anyway, he not really. I think, and we ain't talk. Just listening to him talk, I think he would rather have that green belt. That's what I think. Because I was listening to him do an interview one time. Now I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm just telling you what I seen. I was doing an interview with him. I was doing an interview when we was on something, and he did. Somebody said something about Barrios. He was like, "That's what I really want. He got that green belt." He always tell me that. He always say he wanted the WBC belt. You feel what I'm saying? So the excitement, the excitement that comes to him when Barrios is brought up because of that WBC belt, I think he will rather fight that. But I think, through me and the influence that he know what we got to do, you know what I'm saying? I think he would probably, do it for me and tap that, kick somebody ass.
I love it. Yeah. He did mention something along the lines during our interview was it'd be very, very easy for me to be undisputed if I go and beat Barrios. And then whoever wins between these two on Saturday, they're gonna have the straps, and then they could just unify right then and there. I mean, get it going for undisputed. Very, very easy.
Makes all the sense in the world, which is why it probably won't work. Made too much sense. Hey, shit that makes sense don't work.
This is boxing. I was just about to say that shit sound good, but that shit ain't nothing.
Right.
Shit
Shit that makes sense don't usually shake. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. That shit. That was dope, man. I'm glad. Coach, I'm glad you came on, man. I rock with you, man. You
all
my
day,
guy,
man.
bro. You my
Salute
guy.
to the chat, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to the supporters, man. Salute to the haters. Please keep hating by all means. We watching you. I'm looking. I'm reading all your comments. I love them. I'm gonna shut you down one by one. When it comes to are we gonna get the money? Shut that down. Are we gonna we gonna shut them down one by one? You know what I'm saying? Again, we already shut the one down. Was it the one that done my son last performance? He only had one good performance. Okay, now we got two. Shut that down already. The money, we're about to shut that down. You know what I'm saying? So again, one by one, we're gonna shut down all of your narratives. We're gonna shut down all of your narratives one by one. So that's what we're looking to do. Please keep issuing. I'm gonna call them your concerns. Keep issuing out your concerns of what we doing and what we not doing, and we're gonna keep knocking them down one by one, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Again, all the supporters and the haters, man. Salute to the ones who really rock with me, and salute to you, Johnny, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You're on your way up, man. And shit, I'm gonna holler at you, man.
For sure. You know how we do, Coach B, Uncle B. And don't forget, man, we got to set something up so I can come hit y'all up, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, look. Just so y'all know, I'm fresh out work. That's why I'm sitting here in the dark. I'm fresh out work. I'm about to go home. I'm at work. I was about to go home, but I said, shit, I happened to come here. I cut the light off, then I seen the thing coming. I sat down and got invested in this here. So now I'm sitting with my shoes and shit.
My man. Yo, it's all love. You family. You know the deal. You family. But hit me up because again, I gotta hook up with y'all. I'm gonna try to hit y'all up. You know the deal. I'm gonna set it up so I can spend a day with y'all.
Okay, dog. All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll holler at you. There we have it, man. Coach Brian Norman Sr., man. What a surprise, man. Yo, I guess I got the chat to thank for that because Man, this has been one long show. I hate to do these shows this long, but I enjoy it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it as well. We had a fantastic interview in the first half. It's almost we basically did 2 shows in one here on Thursday. We did 2 shows in one, and I couldn't have done it without my chat. Like I said, the first half of the show was lightweight contender Justin Pauldo. You know, the $1 million man, 18-2, 9 knockouts, coming off a sensational knockout of the year candidate February against a former champion, rock him off at the Pro Box, at a Pro Box card in San Antonio. We got him up in here because, again, in 2025, he's looking for bigger and better things. Hopefully, next fight, a title eliminator and then a title shot down the road. I think he's ready, and he's also managed by the same team that is managed by Brian Norman Jr. You know, shout out to Adrian Clark, Jolene Mazzone, they family as well, all their fighters. You know, I show them love and support. The Normans, they family, man. Coach is like my, Coach B, I call him Uncle B. You know, and Brian Norman Jr., man, he like a bro, man. And the division is hot right now, man. You got Boots, Stanionis. They're going to unify on Saturday. That's going to be an incredible fight. It was only fitting that you guys got Senior involved in the chat. You guys were going back and forth. Shout out to the chat that got me to get Senior up in here live, and he gave his take on the whole boot situation, obviously, which he's touched on a bunch of different times. And obviously he gave his take on what he believes is going to happen on Saturday. He's going for Stanionis. I'm rooting for Stanionis as well. But it's going to be a great fight, man. We can root for who we want to root for, but at the end of the day, what I really root for is for a hell of a fight, because I'm a fight fan more than anything else, man. And I respect both guys, man. I'm not a Boots hater either. I mean, Boots is the goods, but I'm a Brian Norman Jr. guy. You know, he family. So I'm rocking with the Normans, bro. And that's the fight that I want to see. So for selfish reasons, I wouldn't mind seeing Boots win, man, because yes, I agree with Junior. It would be dope for him to be able to say he's the first one that beat him, especially when there's a lot of people that don't believe he can win. You know, including my man Eric Harris. Yo, shout out to you, Eric Harris, man, on the road. You know what I'm saying? Finding some time to text and get involved with the chat and listen to me, bro. Salute to you and salute to everybody that came out, man. I mean, God, we came out. Jersey Bob, man. I mean, you and Brian Norman Sr. were cooking in the chat, man. And I know you rooting for Boots, and you talking about Stanionis going to be in the hospital at the same time as his wife. I saw that chat. Where is this? I can pull that shit up. That was hilarious, man. That was hilarious. It's up in here somewhere, but I got hella chats. Here it is, man. Jersey Bob said he and his wife are going to be in the hospital at the same time. He's talking about Stanionis. Obviously, he's out here fighting this weekend. His wife is supposed to give birth like tomorrow, I believe. So she can literally give birth like during the fight or right before the fight or immediately after the fight, which is crazy. But they did say that after Saturday, he's going to get back on a plane back to Lithuania on Sunday. He'll be with his family on Monday. So shout out to him, man. But this is boxing, bro. This is what you got to do. Sacrifices, bro. This is for unification. And I'm sure some good coin in the process, man. Polo Buck. Yeah, man. Jersey Bob was bugging out, man. Yo, Jersey Bob, shout out to you for coming out, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. We did it up here on a Thursday night, man. Carl Brown, a.k.a. C. Brizzy, what's up? Who have Norman Jr. fight to make us believe that he is built like that? Just asking for a friend. Listen, man. If you haven't seen Brian Norman Jr.'s last 2 performances against Santillan and against this dude that he just beat, Derek Cuevas, come on, man. You got to give the brother some props, bro. He's the real deal. 24 years old, the youngest world champion in boxing today, him and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. That shit can't be denied, man, anymore, man. Brian Norman Jr. is a player. He's a player in the welterweight division, man. You know, he's young and he hasn't even hit his prime, bro. Think about that for a second there. Boots a bad MFer and your son haven't done anything lately. Nothing. That's why you keep talking about being the youngest champ. Nobody really cared or talk about your son real talk. Carl Brown. Damn, that's brutal, man. Come on, man. You got to show some love to Norman Jr., bro. He's an assassin, bro. He's an assassin. He's a hard guy. To me, as a fan, like not even the fact that I rock with the Normans, but as a fan, like I would find it hard to root for a guy like Brian Norman Jr., bro. He does it the right way. It's all about hard work. You know, just a quiet assassin. Like, I don't know, man. You know, Boots gonna beat the shit out of Brian Norman Jr. all the chance. All right, so we got a Boots fan in the house. I respect that, Carl Brown. You know, we all have our favorites and people that we gonna root for, and the reason why we root for them. You want to fight him, see him fight Rashidi Ellis. They're looking for a big fight or a stay busy fight, and then hopefully the winner of whoever wins on Saturday, which I think is totally possible. My prediction, and I don't know this from the Normans at all. They have not, obviously, they haven't spoken at all about who could be the future opponent. But I think it might be Jin Sasaki, man. Title defense against Jim Sasaki, probably in Japan, which is, at first I didn't think it was a good move because I'm looking at it from an old school perspective. Like, yo, why you going all the way to Japan to give this guy a title shot? Like, you're the champion, he should come here. But yo, the Normans put me in place, bro. This is all about international exposure, a bag, going out there, trying to get some fans out of, internationally, bro. It makes sense from a business perspective. So yeah, absolutely. If that's on the table, they should jump on that. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button. That's right, Carl Brown. I appreciate you. Appreciate you rocking out. If you haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do that. Subscribe. And like I tell you guys, tell a friend to tell a friend. We got to turn this train into a locomotive in 2025 so we can see. As you can see, you never know who's going to show up at the Hangout spot, either on the panel or in the chat. I've had fighters in the chat, that have chimed in with some of our viewers, man. And let's not forget, I'm looking at I'm looking at bringing callers. I want to start taking calls, man. So when I'm doing my shows and I'm doing predictions and breakdowns, I don't want to do it alone and just read the chat. I want you guys to chime in, call in, give me your perspective. So we're working on that as well. That'll be coming very, very soon. Eric Harris at Carbon saw to push back through the chat. Johnny is honest about his bias and senior at Fast Dog and Country Boy. It is what it is. We got to see the fight, period. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, at the end of the day, this is a loyalty-driven business, right? And, I'm going to be loyal. But I do like Brian Norman Jr. as a fan of boxing, and not even counting the fact that, how cool I am with him and how much I love him as a person and dad. But I do love, his fighting style or whatever. I'm a true fan of Brian Norman Jr. But, I keep it a buck, Eric. You know the deal, working class. For sure. Polo Buck, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you now. You Nest 2.0 stretching it out. Yeah, I know, man. This show has gone way too long. Z Pacino, what else going on? I salute you with both hands. Good shit. Definitely appreciate the fire interviews. Appreciate y'all rocking out, man. Appreciate you rocking out. Alberto! What up? Que lo que? Thanks for rocking out. I don't know if Marco's on, but thanks for rocking out here with me at the Hangout spot. This is how we are going to do it up. Next week will be no different. I'm not a Boots fan, real talk. Okay, but you're just keeping it a buck and what you feel. I respect that call. Keep coming back, bro. Keep coming back to the chat. And then when I start taking calls, I want y'all to start calling in, bro. Clarence, No Duck Zone Podcast. Appreciate you rocking out. Great show. I appreciate you rocking out with me. I won't have a great show if I didn't have great people, tuning in. I wouldn't have and I don't even consider it. We're still on the up and up, man. We still at the prospect stages, but we working, we putting in that work, not just in the podcast, in the field, man. We putting in that work, and we are trying to move into contender status and hopefully one day into championship status. But I can't do it without my viewers and my subscribers, man. You guys motivate me and drive me. Next Friday, we will be at Caribbean Royale, Orlando for the Box Lab promotions. They're putting together an MVP prospect card. That's going to be at Caribbean Royale. I will be there, boots to ground, live and direct, but we will be doing our normal shows. In fact, we may be doing 3 shows. I may go live on Monday to recap what goes on over the weekend. So make sure if you are following me, you're subscribed, you hit your notification button, or you're following me on IG up there, because that's usually where I update my stories. And I put out future guests. But next week, we are also looking at possibly bringing in a prospect, a junior welterweight prospect who is 5-0 with 5 knockouts from Florida. His name is Kamare King Cam Walker. We're looking to get him on at some point next week, maybe Tuesday. Also, Albert Prince Bell, my guy, super featherweight. He was moving up to lightweight. His first fight, he's 26-0, 9 knockouts. If you guys haven't seen any of my interviews with him, I've interviewed him a couple of times on the channel. Up and coming, looking for a title shot. Albert Prince Bell. He fights this weekend in Toledo, Ohio. And if all goes well, which we all anticipate is going to go well, we're looking to get him on the show next week to talk about his return back to the ring. It's been a while, since he's been in the ring. A lot of business issues going on with him. And then obviously now moving up to 135. He was trying to get a title shot at super featherweight. That didn't work out. So now he's in a very, very hot 135 division, looking to make a statement. Once he does that, we're looking to get him on the show next week. But I say this to say this. At the Hangout spot, you don't know who's going to come on. So make sure you're following, you are subscribed, and you hit your notifications, and you're telling everybody else to subscribe, man. You're telling everybody else. Eric Harris Jr. can rumble though for sure. Absolutely, bro. It'll be a tremendous fight, man. I think when those two fight, Eric Boots and Norman, if they do get to fight, which I think it's inevitable, we win. Me, you, everybody. Not just in this chat, boxing fans in general. I think it's going to be one hell of a fight. Have boxing. Appreciate you rocking out, brother. I appreciate you rocking out. I can hear Tree screaming in my ear. Albert Bell. You know how it is, Polo Book. Albert Bell. You know what I mean? Midwest Mafia. Yup, this weekend, man. So once I get him on, obviously I got to have Treese on here. So Treese can hit the comments because, that's his guy. But we'll get him on because Albert Bell's my dude too. But anyhow, I went overtime. Appreciate y'all, man. I got to tap out, man. This was crazy. But make sure you follow me and keep updated. Like I said, we may do something Monday night. We may even do Sunday for TBV. Remember, we got some interviews lined up at the Boxing Voice for our people that are going to participate in Border Wars. So make sure you stay in tune in that. I will send out some updates on Instagram and on the Discord. But as always, man, I appreciate the love and support. Lil Zudat, I appreciate you, man. I just saw you just comment. Salute to you, Polo Buck. As always, I appreciate the love and support. This is your boy Johnny. Hope you enjoyed the show. Signing out from the Hangout Spot Live, and I will talk to everybody soon.